can do your thing too.
Okay, is this what we do?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had to get into the zone.
I wish the mashed potatoes were on my plate. I wish the mashed potatoes were on my plate.
Can you say the brown cow thing again? It calms me down.
The 6th season of Game of Thrones was bullshit.
Was it the whole 6th season, or was it the back half? I don't remember.
Just mostly the back half. What the fuck? You can't just transport after taking months to go between regions in the earlier seasons.
You know what's funny? Is that similar to the Lord of the Rings thing where they're like, hey, couldn't that fucking eagle have done that the whole time or
That's
whatever?
exactly right, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot
Several
of those.
shows have fucked up like that.
Yeah. It's like those denouement moments, not fleshed out until you get to the back end
Yeah.
of your story. Yeah.
And this is Matt.
Hello.
That's the intro.
Have we started?
No.
Oh, okay. Fantastic. All right.
Yeah, we could just slide into a soft opening.
Whatever.
Okay, here we go. Boom, boom, boom. Welcome everybody to the show. We are your hosts, Chase and Myles, and we are at the Lucky Duck. Welcome everybody. We got a special one for you. Myles, who do we have on today?
Thanks for asking, Chase. So I guess our viewers and listeners should go back to season 2, episode 1, because we had Megan on that podcast.
We did.
And today we have Megan's husband, Matt.
Welcome.
Hello, everybody. Go back and listen to Megan's episode. That's what I would recommend because everything I'm going to talk about, it requires that context.
Yes. This is a sequel to that episode, so if y'all haven't listened or watched yet, please do.
Which, again, I haven't listened or watched to, but I know my wife, and I just know I'm going to pick up right where she left off.
Yeah, exactly. Microbiome, perfect.
Yeah, you guys want to talk about the gut-brain axis? Let's dive into it.
Here, why don't you push the mic a little bit away?
Oh, okay. Too close?
It is, yeah.
Great.
No, we're just doing some sound leveling, folks. Thanks for hanging in. Welcome.
I'm used to having a hug mine. Like I told
really?
you, I was telling you
Yeah.
off air here. I just started a podcast, and for whatever reason, our audio is the opposite. I have to like be touching the mic.
You like deep throating your mic in order to get a good sound?
Basically,
Yeah.
and that is the pod. So you have heard it. Our podcast is deep throating.
Yeah, deep throating 101 or
Yeah, it's an
102?
ASMR thing. Again,
Yeah.
it's kind of an ASMR thing.
Can we
It's
get
like-
that on the podcast and Spotify?
That's
store?
actually not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Where the audience has to guess what object you're deep throating. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just based off of the noise and sound alone.
That
yeah.
sounds like a banana or a G.I. Joe action figure.
Yeah, and I'm trying to actively describe it, but again, something is down my throat, so it's tough to describe. But if they can make out what I'm trying to say, then they can guess it.
This sounds like something where you should record it also, and then like the next week after people have made guesses, you put it on your OnlyFans account.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
Should I have an OnlyFans account already?
Yes.
You should. I was thinking you could do like a, on the Pokemon show where it's like, who's that Pokemon? It was like,
What am I deep throating?
what am I deep throating?
Oh, wow.
Commercial break comes back. It's a cucumber. Yeah. So what is your podcast called? So everybody knows.
It's called Destination Passport.
Sweet.
It is, as we say, the only podcast about travel. There are none others about travel, if you haven't looked this up yet. So yeah, it's an
Don't
improv
look it up
podcast.
if you are interested.
And that's what we tell people because I think they will find that there are several other travel podcasts. Yeah, it's an improvised podcast. It's with a buddy of mine, another comedian in Denver. We play two characters who are travel agents. We own a travel agency, and we have another improviser on that plays a character as our client for the week, and we get to know them and book them the trip of their dreams.
Hell yeah.
That sounds
Yeah.
dope.
That's awesome. When have you already started releasing episodes and all that, or?
Yeah, we've released, I think, about 8 now,
Wow,
and I've texted you every single one of them, so I'm offended
Yep.
that you
I know, I haven't
not only
listened.
haven't listened, but didn't even know if they were out yet. You don't even read my text
What am I
messages. It sounds
doing?
like great.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I need to be better about that. I was actually busy deep throating random objects.
Oh, okay. So you are trying to come on the pod.
Yeah, I am.
I do have guests on.
I'm practicing a little bit.
Wait, is that that's your other podcast, right? You have 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I was just getting confused between the two. I don't know if you do the travel thing while you're deep throating stuff. It'd just
No,
be really
separate. I
hard.
keep them separate.
There could be a niche right there.
That could be a niche.
I would
Be able
listen to
corner
that.
market.
I would
Yeah.
listen to it before bed for sure.
Yeah. Oh, those dreams.
So what are we drinking? We're drinking. Cheers, by the way.
Yeah, cheers. Thanks for having me. Thanks
Nice
for making this
little-
drink. If listeners don't know, they make me a drink, and it's great.
What is it, Chase?
So this
A
is
Dirty Harry?
Yeah, this is a dirty butthole. It is a perfect Manhattan.
Wait, are they just called Manhattans, but you were like, I'm so good at it, I'm calling it, like mine's a perfect Manhattan?
Yep.
Anything I do is perfect.
Nice.
Matt.
Nice.
You'll figure this out.
So if I go back and listen, because you do this every episode, yeah, you make a drink. And...
Yeah, we'll make a drink. And actually, for season 2, what we're ending up doing, we haven't released the first one yet as we're recording. I probably shouldn't say that, but what we're gonna do is actually exactly what I had.
We're very transparent on this.
Yeah,
podcast.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, we are gonna do like the who's that Pokemon thing, but it's gonna be a what's that drink, and we're gonna post a photo of it before we air each episode, and we're gonna silhouette out the drink, and people are gonna guess what the drink is, and then we'll release what it is afterwards.
That's a great idea. Something that came to mind for me, though, and just, I'm sure you were not going to do this, but just be careful to not use the same glass each time as your silhouette, because they'd be like, hey, what the fuck? That's a glass. You're giving me no clues.
Yeah, because the Pokemon, they were very distinctive outlines.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to make sure. So far, I think we're
good.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I think so.
Maybe the episode before this one, we might have used the same glass.
Oh, true. Yeah. Well, hey,
Photoshop, you know.
you live and you learn, right?
Yeah. No, that's very cool, though, and I appreciate you making the drink. And I took a sip, and it is delicious.
Well, you're welcome.
Is it a little cinnamony?
So what's in it? Is a Woodford Reserve bourbon.
I don't drink much.
Yeah.
So first of all, already drunk. Thank you.
Yeah.
Second of all, when I do, Woodford Reserve is up there. I know that's good stuff.
Yeah, I do like it. I haven't really cracked it open until today, so this is kind of an important deal.
I'm honored.
Yeah.
All right.
Genuinely honored.
Yeah. So in a Manhattan, generally you have vermouth, either dry or sweet, and then you have bourbon with bitters. That's pretty much it. It's a classic cocktail.
Yeah.
Dating back to the martini days and the old fashions.
I imagine there was a period where like all of the drinks became invented together, like all the drinks.
Yeah.
It was just like
Just
Yeah,
a bunch of
they changed-
alcoholics.
Yeah, for
just
the drink
rum or
startups.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Change one ingredient. Like, it's got to have a new name now.
You know, I heard the other day was microgastronomy. Yeah, microbiome.
You heard that the other day.
Do you know that? Do you know
Yeah,
that?
absolutely. How deep into the weeds do we want to go? Because for listeners that don't know, I got my PhD in neuroscience.
You have 2 PhDs, right?
Right. Neuroscience. My undergrad's in biology.
Sick.
I currently work and do research at the VA, and I'm married to somebody who tries to do comedy.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's just a little bit about me.
I love how you could just talk about your significant other as yourself, like in third person. Just be like, yeah, he's into comedy. He also enjoys Crayola pencils.
Yeah.
He's
He's a really neat guy. He reads me a story every night before we go to bed.
the best.
Wow.
That's only slightly untrue.
Wow. A story before bed, huh?
Not a story, but I like to read before bed. Megan likes to sleep before bed. So I will read aloud, and it'll take like 2 minutes, and she's out cold. Just
That's
listening
kinda like
to this sweet, sultry voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sarah just rubs my back, and I fell
You
asleep.
do have that voice,
Yeah.
like the Calm app voice. You
think so?
You could contract that out. Yeah.
I think if I had the desire to, we were joking about ASMR, I could pull off a mean ASMR channel.
Oh shit! Third podcast.
Yeah.
Oh shit! And for those who don't know, which you guys probably wouldn't, Matt is graciously lended his voice to another project that I'm working on, another podcast.
That's right.
We won't spill too much of the beans on that one just yet, but that was a kind of a fun little. You kind of just came over and we just kind of had you jump right into it, and you kind of nailed it.
I appreciate that. I don't know if I nailed it, but I don't know how to live any other way, and it's my problem.
Yeah.
And that's why I've found that improv has been such a big part of my life. Is that's all I know is show up and like, oh sure, let's do it, and we just try it and we see how it goes. And so that was like an example of that.
So how did you get into improv?
Good question. Okay, so I got my degree in computer and electrical engineering.
Wow.
God damn.
Yeah, it sounds, and it is, but like, I don't know. I feel like I just skated by,
Really?
you know? Yeah.
Isn't it easy? Doesn't sound like an easy degree to get.
It wasn't. It sucked.
You got done, and then you're like, how does the computer work again?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Oh,
And then I thought, well, improv maybe. Yeah. No, so my last semester of college, that was right around the time that Megan and I had started dating. We were long distance at the time. And she, I don't know, just through conversation, she knew that I was at least interested in like doing comedy or performing or acting. And so she convinced me in my last semester of college, so technically I hadn't graduated yet, I had like one open spot left and I needed like one more class to stay full time, but I had everything else taken care of. So it was like, take whatever you want, but you need something. So she convinced me to take Intro to Acting at Ohio State. So I took that in my last semester of college, really loved it. Really enjoyed whenever we would do improv, always watched and loved Whose Line Is It Anyways growing up, stuff like that, right? And always loved comedy. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't know this improv thing was the thing. So then I graduated, moved back to Dayton for my first job out of college. And I just Googled like, please let there be improv in Dayton. And luckily enough, there was an improv theater in Dayton, Ohio. So I signed up for classes like immediately. I think I was taking classes before I started my job even.
Wow.
And so yeah, I started taking classes, so started learning, then I started performing there, then I started teaching there. And so over the years, it was just one of those things I was just like obsessed with. And I think again that like Megan and I were long distance. I had a lot of that free time like outside of work.
Yeah.
When we weren't just like on the phone to like dedicate myself to like learning it, and I was obsessed.
That's
Nice.
dope. I have a question. So
Yeah.
has this always been a thing for you though? I mean, obviously you just told us your introduction to improv, but have you always enjoyed social interactions with people you don't know, or just getting into a conversation with someone at an event or something like that?
That's a really good question. You know, I think in some ways completely, in some ways not at all. It's really weird. So I've definitely had like a really bad anxiety for a number of years, and like it was worse in some years. But like I think my junior year of high school, something like that, I had never thought of like mental health issues or anxiety or anything like that. And then one day in class, I just had a full-blown panic attack. I didn't know at the time what the fuck was happening, but like it was like I was sitting in class, all of a sudden I turned to my friend behind me. I was like, I don't know what's happening. Like I need to get out of here or something. He was like, okay, just leave. He was like, I just went out into the locker room, sat against the locker, sat down, and I was just like literally just felt like I was dying. I was like, what the fuck is happening to me? And so then from there, just kind of had some anxiety struggles where, especially in larger crowds and things like that, I would be like very anxious to the point of like, I'm looking for exits. I'm thinking about how am I going to fight off a panic attack right now, genuinely. And so
Because of that experience?
it probably spawned by that, which what spawned that experience? Probably a lot of childhood trauma. Sure, we can always guess that. That's kind of the baseline, right? But yeah, from then I think I don't know, like meeting Megan and her kind of introducing me to like I don't know, like the neuroplasticity of the brain and how much like mindfulness and things like that. Like I'm not permanently like this, right? I can work on things. That was freeing, but that was also right around improv. And so improv for me holds a special place in my heart as far as like the tie to mindfulness and all the lessons that I got out of it to help me be more present, to help me be less judgmental. There's so many of these improv sayings like, don't think twice and follow the fear and all these sorts of things that like deep down, like they're really just great life lessons, but they apply to like improv as well. And so that helped me a lot. So I was never a public speaker. I would get nervous as hell getting up in front of people. I would have panic attacks in large crowds. I wouldn't go to football games because of it. But I'd say a combination of those two things turned me around to now I love it. I'll get up and perform in front of people and stuff.
That's crazy. I would never guess you would go from that to now acting in front of people.
Do you still get that stage fright when you go up?
Yeah, definitely. I don't know. I don't ask a lot of other performers this, but I would imagine most people still do.
Yeah,
I think
there's always like that very first couple minutes, and then doesn't it kind of slowly fade away after that?
Yeah, I think there's a lot behind like me getting into the right mindset for performing. Again, it's around these like I'm not being self-conscious. I'm not being judgmental of myself or other people. I'm being present. I'm just like loving what's happening. All those sorts of things. But regardless, I would say certainly like, there's nerves leading up to it every time, and to varying degrees depending on like what particular show it is or how crowded it is or things like that. But you just get so used to going in with that happening that just becomes the mindset of like, yeah, I know I'm nervous, but I think Steve Martin said something great in his masterclass. It was something to the effect of like, it's really excitement. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not like there's a difference between that and like panic attacks, social anxiety, like really bad anxiety. What you're really feeling there is just like this pre-show excitement. And so I think, if you view it that way, that kind of helps frame it a little bit better too.
Like that's positive anxiousness or whatever.
Yeah. You could say excitement is positive anxiousness.
Yeah.
That's a fun rebranding for them.
So how is the improv scene in Denver?
It's cool, man. Like, so between Dayton and here, I moved to Atlanta and performed down there for a couple years. It's weird though, because we moved here during the pandemic. So nothing was open during that time. Nobody was performing. Nobody's putting on shows, any of that. So it took a little while until one of the theaters here, Rise Comedy, even had like some sort of like internal event where they were having people in. And I kind of reached out to the guy and was like, hey, I'm new to town. I've been waiting for something. Is it cool if I come to this? He's like, yeah, absolutely. And I went and met some people, and he was super gracious and kind. And so I started to meet some people in the community. And then they slowly started having some of their shows. And so I was able to go and perform and, again, meet other people. So the guy that I do my podcast with now, I just met him, like 4 or 5 months ago at some of these like early performances. And now we do a 2-person show together and host the podcast. So I've really only delved into the one theater, Rise Comedy, but it's great community, great ownership, and there's a lot of really talented and great people here.
Where's that theater at?
That is downtown. It's like a block and a half from Coors Field.
Yeah. And do you have any like, I guess, wants to get into other forms of comedy, like just regular stand-up comedy or things of that nature?
Good question. Not really. I've toyed with it back and forth. I think it's a completely different beast.
Right.
I think I would be certainly starting from a higher baseline now that I have like just the performance experience and getting on stage experience of improv. But certainly in a lot of aspects, I would be starting at like the ground floor as far as, learning stand-up. Like it's a completely different form. I've done like 3 open mics in my life in each of the cities. I've done one in Dayton, one in Atlanta, and one in Denver, and they were fine. But I would need to really do a lot of it as anyone needs to like get decent at that. And I don't know. I've kind of toyed back and forth of like, do I want to do that? Do I not? And I've just kind of not really put much if any time into it yet.
The difference is like what? Like improv is more like acting, and then stand-up comedy is more of just like public speaking type of situation, right? Yeah. So I would say, generally speaking, improv is it's more like acting on stage. You're doing little scenes, right? You're acting something out. You're making everything up on the spot with a group of people. It's very collaborative in that sense. Stand up alone. So you're taking away that. You're taking away the working with people. You're taking away the collaboration, and everything's pre-planned. To a degree, right? People do different amounts of riffing or going in and just making everything up. Some comedians do, like Rory Scovel in Atlanta did. But that's kind of the main difference, right? So there's like the art of really planning and writing and crafting your jokes and practicing the delivery and getting that feedback, and then like from performance to performance, like revising it so that months down the road and like hundreds of times of performing the same joke, it becomes really good. Versus improv is like every time I get up there, we're going to do and say completely new stuff that we're never going to touch again.
I've always thought that people who are good at improv would be good at picking up someone at a bar, right? Because you're kind of used to those situations where you just think of something to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say I would agree with that. Yeah.
I would say generally speaking, yes, those skills are very applicable to a lot of different areas like that, like being personable with a new person and you don't know what's going to happen. That's why like improv for business training is like a very popular thing, and I've done that for a couple of years because so many of the skills that you have to learn to be a good improviser on stage are just good life skills, good work skills, communication, teamwork, all those sorts of things. But what's interesting is like so many improvisers, including myself, I'll definitely throw myself in this, kind of awkward people. kind of anxious, kind of awkward.
Yeah.
You know?
You think yourself as an awkward person?
Somewhat. I don't know. It's just fascinating because like what you said is so true, and it takes all those skills to be good on stage. But like, I don't know.
When it actually comes to people you don't know or something, or when it's a real personal relationship and not just something you're acting out, maybe it's different.
Yeah, that might be it. And I think there is a lot of that, and this varies by performer, by improviser, like how comfortable they are or not. But I think a lot of people do get kind of in their head or nervous even when they're like playing with new people versus like the group and the group chemistry that you form with other people, which certainly I feel to an extent, but I feel pretty comfortable. Like if any improviser was like, or even you guys were like, yeah, let's go up and do a show. I'm like, okay, cool, let's go do it. Whereas other people might, hey, Thursday nights, there's jams. So anybody can go up.
What does that mean? Jams?
Yeah. So jam is like, open mics for stand up. Anybody can sign up.
Okay. Yeah.
That's Improv's version of that.
Okay.
Is a jam. So how they do it here at Rise, there's two different halves. So the first half, they have like a seasoned team that performs, and whoever wants to perform with them, you put a name in a bucket, and they'll draw a few at a time. So you'll perform with some of the more seasoned improvisers on stage. And then the second half is anybody can sign up as a team, and they just draw teams, and the teams go one by one by one. So hypothetically, and by hypothetically I mean we're going to do this, the two of you and me, we could go sign up as a team and perform for like 8 minutes and do improv together, something like that.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Huh. Is that
I'll try it.
Is that a popular thing to do?
Like
do are there usually pretty decent turnouts for that, or?
Pretty decent. It's mostly like a community thing. Like it's the people in the class structure. Gotcha. Improv theaters tend to be like that, which is great, right? Every kind of community has like its own like pros and cons, like it's a community, but it's very much a community. So, typically theaters are like, hey, you go through our class system and then you get a chance to perform on our stage. Rise is a little bit different than that. They're a little bit more open, and you can kind of submit to do a show. Plus they do stand up and sketch and things like that. But it's typically people that are like performers or just in the class system right now, but there's certainly definitely people that have never done it before that come.
That's cool. No, I'd definitely be open to that. I remember I was a part of the Junior Thespians Society.
It's true.
Growing
I
up.
love that you put a B in it. Thespians.
Yeah.
I think it's thespian.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, but
I've been drinking.
when you're from Florida, it's thespian.
Yeah.
Thespian.
Like a lesbian.
Yeah,
Lesbian.
my dad jokes with me about me coming out as a thespian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember doing like some improv workshops through that program, and they were always really fun. I mean,
Nice.
it was kind of like anything goes type of situation.
Yeah.
So that sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, to some people. Could
Not-
be fun.
not
Is that you?
I don't know. It seems like a lot of work. Maybe it's
Lot
just
of
'cause-
work?
maybe it's just because I haven't.
I think maybe it's
myself out
like
and done
I think people who are quick-witted or quick reaction or think
Sure.
very
Yeah,
quickly,
not me.
That's no. You take a minute.
Well, here's what
Yeah.
I think,
Gotta
and
think about everything.
I teach this, so I feel more passionately about it. Like even to people that come through class systems, like I teach at the theater, but also teaching like professionals that have no desire to go on stage. You can get better at. I think certainly people are like more predispositioned to certain levels of skills with this, but quick thinking, you can definitely get better at that and learn that. And I think the key to quick thinking, one of them is to stop self-judgment, because I think we just get caught in like a sort of loop of like, should I say that? Should I say this? It's like your mind is thinking of something already. You just got to trust yourself and trust to say it in the moment.
Yeah, that's what I do. Just think of, if I said this, then what would be the consequence of that? And
Right.
then it goes
we all
through
do.
all the
Stop doing that,
combinations of what we could
Miles.
say.
Oh, we all do.
God damn it.
Yeah,
The only time I don't do that is on this podcast.
Oh,
that's
yeah?
great.
Yeah. And then I watch it back and then I regret everything I said.
Hey, that's when I perform too.
Yeah.
Laying in bed at night, like, okay, I regret everything I did.
Yeah.
And I'll go back tomorrow and do the same thing. Great.
Yeah, awesome. It's a no judgment zone.
Yeah. Good.
No judgment zone.
That's
true.
crucial.
Well, I'd be down to try it as well.
Cool. Well, there's a couple other like eases into it too. If you guys are just like, well, first of all, you could sign up for a level 1 class, and we could figure out when I'm teaching the next one if you wanted me to teach it, or if you thought that'd be weird. We don't do that. And then they have drop-ins too, which is just like just go try one class,
Yeah.
or one, instead of like a full like whatever 7-8 weeks of it. You know.
Yeah. Are there other like improv, I guess, clubs or classes throughout Denver? And did you just kind of like gravitate towards that one first, and you're like, this is it?
Yeah, I think there's a few more. I'm still pretty new to the scene and ignorant, but I know that there were a few more before COVID.
Yeah.
I don't know how many, if any others, have made it out yet. Because I know that was a big factor. Like all over, like the theaters I performed at in Atlanta and Dayton. I mean, they struggled, and they're just now, especially a couple of those, just within the last month, started opening up shows again. So Rise was actually one of the earliest ones as far as opening back up that I heard of. So I was really grateful to be,
Interesting.
I guess nationally, one of the first ones to start performing again.
How what's like the capacity in that place? Like a couple hundred people? Or?
No, it's smaller than that.
Yeah, like
it's
50?
Probably around 50 or 60.
Yeah, 50, 60.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's something about improv, man, that like the more intimate, like that's what provides so much of the value. Because people struggle with, like, if you film it and you watch it, especially if you're not an improviser, you're like, this is fucking boring. This is not as good.
You have to be there.
You have to be there. It's like the epitome of you have to be there. That's improv.
Oh, totally. I mean, I think the same could be said or argued with stand-up comedy. Like there's such a big difference between watching it on like Netflix or whatever, and then going downtown to a club to watch it. I mean,
Oh yeah.
yeah, right. It's such a game changer.
You go to the club and you're laughing most of the time.
Or going to see a comedy at the movies. Like you ever get that effect where other people are laughing and it creates like you want to like laugh with them.
Oh, the energy in the room is huge.
Yeah.
It's huge. And yeah, I think for stand-up and improv both, it's crucial. So I agree. Like it just raises to another level. But there is one. I mean, first of all, Who's Line? That's more like short form games, which is great. But like obviously they did it well and very successfully for a long time. I guess they still do even.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, is it still good? Because they still have it on. What's the gal that does it now? I can't
Aisha
remember.
Taylor.
I didn't even know it was on still.
Yeah.
Yeah, new host. Drew Carey's gone.
Wow.
Yeah, he's doing The Price is Right.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's still got that long freaking dildo-looking microphone.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they did keep that, didn't they? They're like, this is part of the show. It's part of the
It's
shtick.
iconic. Yeah.
It is iconic. But I was gonna say, so long form improv. We don't have to get into that, but like, the only like really good filmed improv set that I've seen is actually on Netflix. It's called Middleditch and Schwartz.
I have seen that. Yeah.
You've seen
it's
it?
Excellent. Yeah, and they did a whole tour, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. The two of them are fantastic in and of their own right. They're fantastic together. Thomas Middleditch and Ben Schwartz. Thomas Middleditch was on Silicon Valley. Ben Schwartz and a lot of things. Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
He was Sonic the Hedgehog.
I love
recently.
all of his videos like on TikTok and like
He's
Instagram.
hilarious.
So funny.
He's
like
the best,
everything he
dude.
does is just hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's great. And so they do a 2-person set. They recorded and performed 3 of them. And they have them on Netflix. So those are really cool to check out.
Nice.
Yeah, those are excellent. I've seen, I think it's the first one, but it's so good. I know they came to Denver pre-pandemic. I didn't go see them. I ended up watching it afterwards. But I hope they come back. That'd be a good show.
Yeah, because just like we were speaking on, like if you like that, imagine seeing that live. Like that'd be dope.
That'd be so funny.
Yeah.
So funny. Yeah, I was just at the Comedy Works downtown this past weekend. Nice. I saw, who did we see? Namish Patel. Do you know him?
Mm-mm.
He got super famous off of TikTok.
Oh, really?
And yeah, funny enough. And so like he spent like a good half hour like thanking China. He's like, thank you, China, for my career. I just want to.
That's funny.
Yeah, he's super funny. He hates doctors. He did like a whole.
Hates doctors.
Yeah, he did.
Great.
He like just went off on doctors and I guess the healthcare system in general.
So was he was like a real stand-up
Yeah,
guy?
yeah.
Okay. He's a real
just kinda
stand-up
blew
guy,
up.
that guy.
He's a stand-up dude.
But it wasn't like, oh, this person just went viral on TikTok and now they're trying stand-up. It's like, no, this guy does stand-up.
Yeah, he does stand-up.
Is this
yeah.
the guy?
Yeah, that's the guy. Super funny.
It says he writes for SNL.
Yeah, he does.
Outta here. Can I see the guy?
Uh-huh.
Let me see the guy.
That's the guy.
Oh, the guy looks funny. I think I may have seen him
doesn't
before.
really look like that, honestly. I hate when they do
Well,
that.
that sucks because he looks
Post a
funny
headshot,
here.
Yeah,
So in
it's
person.
funny looking. Yeah, funny dude. And then the week before that, we saw Christina P. who's Tom Segura's wife. She was pretty
Oh,
funny.
nice.
You kind of have to like enjoy her podcast more and really get her comedy, which I don't.
Isn't that interesting
partake in.
though? Like, I think a lot of people like bring their style to the main sort of stand-up form that you see, but I think for the most part, people like they have their own such unique styles.
Yeah.
And that's what's great, but it's also what can be like you go and see somebody and you're like, "Oh, I didn't like that." But somebody else might leave and be like, "I loved that."
I've always wanted to try. I always write down comedy bits that I think would be funny to do, and I've always thought of doing, because I saw somebody else try to do this where they just record them doing the stand up like in a booth and then add a laugh track and then put it out as an album instead of actually like going out and performing it and like actually doing it.
Yeah.
And it did. The guy that ended up publishing it didn't sound too bad. Like it.
Did he say like I've never done it, or
Yeah, he's like, I don't have the money to do a special or to go out and like have audio equipment set up in the.
But he's done stand up.
I don't even think he's
Not
done
sure.
that either.
Maybe
Really?
local.
Yeah,
Because that would surprise me, because
Yeah.
like I think a lot of good acts, like I was saying earlier, they're crafted from the feedback of performing for a live audience.
absolutely. I'm sure. So I listened to like the first, I think 15 minutes. It was like a whole like 45 minutes of it. And,
Wow. You said he went into a booth. Was it a phone booth?
Could have been.
I fucking hope so.
One
That'd
of
be
those-
awesome.
One of those.
He's
Like,
recording it through the phone.
Oh, that'd be
Yeah.
dope.
Really bad audio.
Yeah. He has to keep putting in quarters to keep going longer.
clink. Yeah,
He has to
'cause-
fight off Clark Kent. He's like, this one's taken.
Yeah, yeah. Hold up, bro. Speaking of phone booths, I was in Grand Junction over the summer, actually with Miles, and I saw a phone booth. Like it felt like a relic.
Where was I? When did that happen?
We came in like a little bit before you guys did it. No,
Oh,
wait.
oh.
Oh, no. You
Wasn't
guys
it?
came in and then we came in
Yeah,
afterwards.
yeah,
Blah blah blah.
okay.
Anyway, it felt like almost artistic. Like
Yeah, it might
to
have
see
been.
it. Like it. I don't know if it was functioning, and it seemed like, and it was like kind of tagged with a bunch of graffiti and everything. But I took a photo of it, and I think like the bottom part was kind of like hanging off a little bit. But it's so cool to see and be reminded like about like things of our past and like how far we've come. Like this thing in my pocket now just can fucking walk circles around that
You know
thing.
what's nutty? Touchscreens aren't that old. Touchscreens are like 10 years old.
Yeah.
If that.
Even longer. Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's like,
Neither is the internet.
no.
Yeah.
It's not that old. Or
Yeah.
Facebook.
I mean,
80s,
I feel like whatever conversation we're about to go down, it seems like one of those where it's like we're sounding like we're deep, but it's like a conversation that everybody has. But
Yeah.
it's so true, dude. Like, just imagine that, just expanding forward. Like, it blows my mind, especially Metaverse.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
What the fuck's going on with the Metaverse? That's scary shit.
I know. What is the fucking metaverse?
I mean, I genuinely didn't watch anything about it. I've just heard about it, and I know they made the announcement and shit. But,
Yeah.
like, in general, like, just our world going to, like, VR, like that,
You know what's crazy?
it's going to happen.
We had this conversation with your wife.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
exactly.
We started out with that talk because
Yeah.
it literally happened, I think, that day.
Yeah, I think it did. Yeah.
Mark Zuckerberg came on in
Yeah.
his alien, very cold, pale skin form, standing in front of bottles of Sweet Baby
You
Ray's
saw that?
barbecue sauce.
Oh, I think I did see that.
Yeah.
It was a book.
Bookshelf with
Yeah.
Sweet
Yeah, it
Baby
was like a
Ray's.
bookend.
Just
Yeah.
like, why is that up there?
I think
Dude, that had to be planted by somebody.
Sweet Baby Ray.
there's a video of him, and it's probably a meme now.
Yeah.
Where he talks about loving Sweet Baby Ray's.
Yeah. There's a whole.
Wait,
there's a whole-
since then?
No, before.
Yeah.
There's a
What?
video of him and his buddies from Facebook in his backyard barbecuing.
You know what's funny? When you say his buddies from Facebook, that's a totally different context
Yeah.
than the usual his buddies from Facebook.
Does
Yeah,
he
yeah.
have buddies outside of Facebook?
Does he have buddies? Period. Those aren't buddies.
No, they're not.
Those are like his trained fucking servants.
members.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would imagine he probably has family friends who he's maybe made friends off of. I don't know. He's got to have some kind of friends.
Dude, okay. Well, in general, when you're that, whatever, rich, successful, notorious, you got to question every relationship. And it's genuine nature,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But especially when you're that fucking awkward and robotic,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody would like genuinely put up with him.
Listen, I like Sweet Baby Ray's like the next guy,
Yeah.
but
But I don't keep it on my
Jesus
shelf.
Christ, I think so. Somebody did a montage from that barbecue video. I think they were doing a Facebook Live video, and I think somebody tallied up the amount of times he said "Sweet Baby Ray's," and it was like dozens of times.
That's right.
And this was
Somebody
just
owns stock in the company.
yeah.
Like, what is
definitely.
going on here? Are we being trolled?
Yeah, like Mark needs more money.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he's
Sweet
just
Baby
trying to
Ray
pump them
money.
up.
You don't underestimate the amount of money from Sweet Baby Ray's.
No, that's true. You know what's interesting though to say like you like it, but for it to be on your bookshelf, that almost implies you never use it.
Exactly.
Why would it be on your
because
bookshelf?
You,
You
have
have
to
to
put
use
it.
it.
You have to put it in the fridge after, right? I
If
don't
you're
think-
opening,
Unless
Yeah.
that's the backup Sweet Baby Ray's.
it's like, honey,
the easy grab.
did you use? Which again, I doubt he has a honey. Honey, did you use all my Sweet Baby Rays? Yeah,
I'll
I'm
be his
sorry.
honey, but I'll be a billionaire.
Yeah.
Honey. I'm just saying. I don't
His
give a
house
fuck.
probably has like 50 rooms in it, right? So he's got to have a bottle in each room.
Yeah,
just fill up the walls with Sweet
This
Baby
is the
Ray
only thing that
bottles.
makes sense.
yeah,
My whole house is made of recycled Sweet Baby Ray bottles.
yeah. He's got like it's like a Where's Waldo situation in each room. Like you can do a hunt,
Yeah.
and try to find like, oh, in this room it's
That would be the ultimate troll. Was like making it come off as if like it's casual for him, the Sweet Baby Rays, but he's like very methodically thought this out.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just gonna fuck with people.
Dude, that's what
Yeah.
I'm thinking. I don't think he's
Sweet
like
baby.
that. I don't
More
think he's
attention.
cool enough
No,
to do
he's
something
not-
fun
he's
like that.
definitely not cool enough.
But like, if it were anybody but him, I would think, oh, that was definitely just like
Right.
a fun little plant. Maybe it was one of his like interns. It was like, this would be funny. And he's like, funny? Do you promise? And I was like, yeah, I promise. This will be funny, Mark. Okay, I trust you.
I trust you. Where is my Sweet Baby Rays?
About the metaverse.
Yeah.
So I was listening to a podcast today, actually, and they were talking about this. Why Facebook's doing this? Why did they change the name of the parent company? Why are they going into the metaverse, etc.? And I think what they were alluding to was that Facebook needs to innovate, or Facebook's going to end up being in the past.
Yeah, they have all their users are old. Nobody
Right.
new wants it. Young
Yeah.
wants it.
And so I think they're probably seeing that this whole NFT thing's getting popular. It's now mainstream, and they're looking to the future. They're thinking, what is going to be the next big thing, so that Facebook's relevant in the future. And that's probably what so Mark and other people within Facebook think is they own Quest, right?
Oh,
Is it
do they?
Quest? I think it's
No,
Quest.
it's Oculus.
Oculus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, it's
Oculus
and-
Quest.
Is Quest the name of the model?
Okay, it might be Oculus. Yeah.
I have
So
no
so
input.
they own a VR headset, probably
Yeah.
arguably the best one,
Yeah.
most popular one. They already connect the entire world pretty much, except for
I mean, they own
China,
Instagram
wherever it's
and
banned.
WhatsApp.
yeah,
And everyone under 30. But outside of that, they
Yeah.
connect everyone.
right. So now just put those two things together, and that's the metaverse, right?
I guess.
You've connected everyone, and you've put them into a virtual world.
Right.
And now I can get up in the morning, especially with the pandemic, because the pandemic kind of accelerated our digital universe.
Our digital attachment.
Yeah, our
Yeah.
digital beings. Because before, especially for a lot of people, maybe people who are a little older in age who don't keep up with the latest technology or whatever it is, had never used video conferencing before.
Right.
At least to the extent that
That's
that it
funny
is
to
now.
think about before COVID.
Right?
Like, there's the first guy who, like, we're going remote, and he's like, fuck.
Yeah.
I got to figure this fucking video thing out.
I gotta figure out how to use a computer.
Now everybody's virtual. you know?
Yeah. So everyone
Forced-
has now this virtual identity, and for Facebook, kind of even owning some people's identity essentially, because
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
because they have the Facebook identity where you basically can sign into most websites using kind of a SSO.
Yeah, I stopped
technology.
that shit like back in college.
Yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause
But
but
a lot of people are known on the internet as their Facebook ID, and so that's for a lot of people their digital identity. And so now that almost anyone who has a job is using Zoom or Skype or Microsoft Teams or Google or whatever. They're probably using Slack. They're using some kind of IM tool. And so, I mean, to me, this makes sense what they're trying to do, because I don't think that. I mean, you had Second Life, which was probably the most popular.
Yes, people don't know what that is. It's just like a virtual world. It's pretty much just like an open RPG. You get to choose who you want to be.
This was a game?
It's not necessarily. I don't know if you could say it's a game.
You said Second Life? I've heard of Half-Life.
Yeah,
Right,
so Second Life is basically just a virtual world. Think about like Minecraft, but more realistic.
I'm thinking about Minecraft.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So you can basically create your own character. You can build your own house and stuff.
Guys.
It's like
called
Sims.
Yeah.
Sims.
It's been around.
Yeah.
But
it's basically Sims.
Right. So it's Sims before Sims did online.
Yeah.
So people have actual identities here. People who identify as a
Right.
different person who they are in real life. Right?
Definitely.
That was an
definitely.
actual thing. I'm sure a lot of people actually knew someone who had a Second Life identity, and so
What, are they gone now?
I think
Second
it's-
Life isn't a thing
I
anymore?
think it still
No,
exists.
it still
Oh.
exists.
It's still
yeah.
okay.
it's still probably pretty popular to a group of people, and other platforms have tried to make it. Sony made a virtual world like that.
Yeah.
And we've had VR for a long time now. We had VR in the past, but I think it's gotten to a point where now we're on the internet so much, we're working from home so much that it makes sense that you wake up in the morning and companies want to have some kind of reliability on their employees. And the sad fact is that people aren't that reliable. So companies kind of have to have that, you have to be in the office because our managers have to watch you and their managers have to watch them. And there's that whole chain like that. Now you sign into you're at home, you get your VR headset on, you put on your virtual clothes that you bought from Facebook or from Meta.
Yeah.
And you're there.
We're talking about VR work. You say, is that what you're talking about? Working from home, but you put on your VR headset and you're in your virtual office?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck that.
Right.
Dude, that would suck.
But that's just one application of it. So
Yeah.
there's that. But it's the friends that you haven't been able to connect to because they live on the other side of the country, or in a lot of cases nowadays around the world, because we're so connected. You can't just easily buy a ticket,
Right.
especially during COVID or at a future pandemic.
Yeah.
So now we do this.
Yeah, but even that, like, okay, you wouldn't connect with your coworkers or whatever. You wouldn't connect with your fucking cousin in Maine because you create a whole new identity. I think that's the appeal, especially with
That
people
is the appeal.
that
Yeah.
are really fans of it. It's like, you get to express whatever you don't normally get to express. And I know there's a term for this, just like with online in general. Like that's what brings out the worst in people is the anonymity. Is that anonymity?
I think you said it
That
right,
sounds
yeah.
wrong.
You executed it perfectly.
Thank you.
too.
If anything, I did it worse the second time.
Are you guys hard? Because I am.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
word just made me. Yeah.
Anonymity and whatever else, the connectedness, like it brings out the fact that like people can just be horrible. So VR, it's that like times 10. I feel like you can be a specific type of horrible character.
Yeah,
Totally. I think it's gonna make work environments that much worse because you don't have to talk to people face to face anymore. It's just like I can hide behind my VR goggles.
Yeah, exactly.
And I just purchased a whole new set of angry eyebrows that I'm gonna put on for this meeting.
Yeah.
And you can just but like
Oh man, would you have to buy emotions?
yeah, right.
I want to be sad. I gotta buy sadness.
It's $2.99, please.
$2.99.
So I'm sure you could get the shitty emotions for free. but
That'll
if
be
you want
half
the
a
top of the
Bitcoin,
line-
please.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Second Life is great for people who didn't want to. They wanted to live differently from where they were living in the current life. Like I used to work next to somebody in my when I first started the company, and I always used to like kind of stand up and I'd catch him playing Second Life like all day.
Oh really?
Yeah. And
At work.
At work, yeah. I guess the guy didn't really feel that he
needed to work.
well there's that. That's a whole nother problem. But he
Yeah.
wanted to like have this other persona.
Yeah.
And then 2 years later, I find out he ends up transitioning genders.
Interesting.
Right?
That's really fascinating.
So I'm wondering if he was feeling that like he wasn't living in his own skin, and Second Life gave him an opportunity to live the person who he wanted to be.
Yeah.
And then he was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm actually going to.
I can do it in real life too.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and that's the other thing.
Gave him the courage, because I'm sure he like was living in this Second
I'm sure
Life
he felt that way
as another person, and
Yeah.
it gave him courage, or her at this point, courage to become the person that they wanted to be.
Sure.
And that's the thing is nowadays it's a lot more accepted than it was even 5 years ago, 10 years ago, or 20 years ago.
Dude, even like 2 years ago.
And that was a huge user base on Half-Life. People who just were, whether it's someone who feels they were different gender or just the way they looked, like same gender, you just wanted to look a different way, whatever
absolutely.
it is. But
Pink hair.
But I think people are going to continually be more accepting of that, and are a lot more accepting of that than in the past. And so now I think that's okay. You can have that different digital identity that you want without having to necessarily pay all the money to change your body and hang out with your friends.
Yeah,
and your friends are going to accept that.
Yeah, I think the problem is that people feel that they can't do that in real life. If you think about it, we all conform way more than we don't. Mm-hmm. Like the fact that a different hair color is so out there. I mean, whatever. That's not too out there relative to other things. But like in general, we all conform. Like generally, we're wearing the same types of clothes because there's very clearly choices that all of us know. Like if I wore this or if I changed to do this, like I would get whatever shit, made fun of, noticed, ostracized, which is crazy. And so that's what drives, I think, the need for this. But also, the real root of the problem, I guess, if it's a problem, is that people don't feel content as they are.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, do you think it's like a human characteristic to want to fit in with the tribe, or
for sure,
like to be one of something, like that's early on, like when you start kindergarten, like you become part of the classroom, and all of a sudden one kid's like rocking Beats, and you're like, fuck, I need to get myself a pair of Beats.
Without a doubt. And even smaller than that, right? Just everyday cues as to how you act, what you say, what you don't say. So I think without a doubt, I think the real question is like how much of that is actually taught versus actually biologically in there.
Right.
Because I think more of it's taught, and I say taught like indirectly, just by living in the society and what you pick up on and what you see as like rewarded or punished.
Yeah.
I think way more of that is taught and learned than we think.
Yeah.
And it may be driven by something that's biological. So if I want to be successful in life, I want people to accept me.
Yeah.
I want people to give me opportunities, and the best way to do that is to conform to what they want.
Right.
Yeah, like how many times have you put on a show for like your boss or whatever because you knew that's how you needed to act in order to like please, him or her?
Without a doubt.
Yeah, and so there's definitely a bit of that. I wonder if you could find this similar type of behavior in like other species, like chimps.
We need Megan again.
I know.
Damn it! You guys booked the wrong half of this relationship.
I was gonna say didn't like I understand Facebook's trying to innovate and everything by doing the whole metaverse, but Apple kind of already has that in a way. Like the Apple App Store is kind of already the metaverse. All Apple needs to do is just like
merge with Facebook.
Just no. Turn their
please Apple merge with Facebook. That's all we need.
We just need two big massive.
And then
companies.
if Amazon could just get in there too, oh my God! If they could all become one, I think the world would be a better place.
Fuck yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't you think if Apple was like, yeah, we're gonna create our own little virtual app store, like that's just the metaverse right there. Like
it's the metaverse.
I get what Facebook's trying to do, but there's so many other
metaverses
things.
Exist already. I mean, there's
sure, yeah.
There's some that are using the blockchain technology stuff, and there's some that don't. I mean, Second Life, you could argue is a metaverse, and I don't know if there's an actual definition of metaverse.
Well, that's what I was going to say, right? We're talking about metaverse. This is just what they named it. So what are we talking about, right? Because I would imagine, and I don't know much because I don't fucking watch or listen to Mark Zuckerberg. I would imagine the Second Life is basically that. I'm sure there's other features. There's a lot, I'm sure, tied to like being able to purchase things and shit like that. But
yeah, but what what I envision is that, and I think I said this last time, is we don't have one single meta. Like Facebook named themselves Meta. Like they're the meta, right? They're the metaverse, but we have a metaverse that's made of other metaverses. It's like in the infinite universe thing, right? Kind of the same thing. It's like if I want to be part of the Facebook metaverse, I can travel to these other universes, like Apple's metaverse and whoever's metaverse, based on there's going to be. It's like email. Like I can be part of Microsoft's email, whatever they used to call it, Hotmail. I don't think it's called that anymore.
Yeah.
You guys don't still have Hotmail?
I'm still rocking AOL.
Okay, good.
So
Good.
Yeah. So we had all these different platforms and clients, but they could all talk to each other. We could still talk to each other. It doesn't matter what
I see what you're saying.
email we were on.
Oh, okay. That's a cool way to think about it. Yeah.
And so maybe it's the same thing. Facebook has their metaverse, and there's these protocols that are built that say if you to interact between metaverses, this is what you have to do.
You have to pay, but then you can go to the other universe.
Sure.
That's like Xbox Live being able to play with PlayStation 4.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's another probably less appealing and less accurate metaphor that I just made. Yeah.
Cross-platform.
Sure. I mean, it's similar, and that's a good example though, because that took a really long time to do, because those companies hate each other, and it starts to blur the line between, well, why do I care about getting a PlayStation? Why do I care about getting an Xbox?
Right. And on the company's sake, right? It's like, well, how do we benefit from the crossplay platform? Yeah.
What values is bringing to our brand?
But also, I wonder if it's accurate, because it depends on if each of these universes or whatever have their own. It might lack because the game's the same, right? They just design it to be read differently by different systems, right? Whereas I would imagine these VR worlds are different.
Sure.
Maybe they're not, though. Maybe it's like, hey, there's like a VR world we live in, and it's just access to it. But I don't think that's how it would be.
I think that you may be able to look at it like that, almost like these metaverses are like if you compare it to our civilization. If you look at communities where you have homes, right? You have counties or states, or what to some degree you have a section of people who are living there and thriving. Maybe you could think of it as the same thing, where again it goes down to this. At some point, there's going to be this protocol that's built. There's always a thing. It's anything that actually takes off. Somebody eventually says, okay, we can't just let one company own it all. There needs to be some common thing so that everyone can interact with each other. Other companies can build things. Other people can build things. So there's going to be something that says to build a metaverse, you need to build against this interface. And then people build against that. And then you essentially have things that can look different, can be different, but they all work together because they're all following the protocol.
So who's to say though that you have to build off that same? You know what I mean?
That's the thing. It's all based on adoption. So it's what the people want, right? Yeah. So if Facebook's able to create this world, probably what they would do to get people to adopt it and allow, because I think there's a lot of people who don't trust Facebook, and they don't want.
Where are they?
Right. And they don't want to just use Facebook, or Meta, I should call them. So just like a lot of tech companies do, they'll build something and then they'll say, okay, here's kind of the baseline of what you have to do, push it out, make it open source. Other people follow it because they have really good tech teams and stuff, people who think of these really genius ideas. And then other people build upon that. And somehow Facebook or Meta benefits off of that for however they decide that's going to be. But then if you build something that's not based on that protocol, maybe some people use it, but it's probably going to be on the fringe, right?
Right. It would have to be so much better for people to go to that, and then that becomes what people want, and then that's become what's adopted.
Because the first version of the metaverse is going to fail. I mean, it already has.
That's product development. You got to iterate, learn.
You're going to iterate, and eventually we're going to get to a state where there's going to be enough people using it where we slowly iterate, and some people are going to fork off of that and say, we're going to do it this way because it provides more security to users or something. And inevitably that will probably fail because there won't be enough people using it. It won't be profitable, whatever.
You know, it's interesting. I don't know a ton about blockchains or cryptos, but it sounds like a similar thing, right? It's like which one is being adopted based on, okay, which of these protocols do we think is successful? And over time, maybe some might start failing because you're like, oh, we didn't realize the implication of this protocol or whatever it is, right?
Exactly. Yeah. That's why people are building upon that, creating other blockchains, because they see the problems of the last one.
Yeah.
And they say, we can do this a little bit better. And then it's up to, because they're decentralized, it's up to the people using it to decide if that's what's going to be used.
Mm-hmm. Here's the real question, and the most important one. Will Sweet Baby Ray's be in the metaverse?
Dude, it's gotta be. So what I'm thinking is like there's a center tower, and it's just a Sweet Baby Ray's bottle.
Oh, shit.
Right.
And then at noon every day, Sweet Baby Ray, it erupts like a volcano and pours down the side of the building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you get to the top, which by the way, you have to fight bosses at each level to get to the top. Yep. But if you get to the top, you get to shake Mark Zuckerberg's VR hand.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, and he gives you a lifetime supply of Sweet Baby Ray.
In the VR world.
In the VR world.
In the VR world. Yeah.
Sweet Baby Ray
tastes just as good.
Their artwork or their bottle. You know,
have they created an NFT yet?
If they're not capitalizing off of this, they're dumb.
Yeah,
they're
exactly.
dumb.
They could create one for each of the different products they've had.
We should create a Sweet Baby Ray's token.
Yes, we're creating one.
But it would have to be like, it would have to be like a knockoff, right? Like a slight, like Sweet Baby, like baby is like BEBE.
Yeah.
Oh, you're saying like a crypto?
Yeah.
Token.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
The other thing is, it wouldn't have to be a knockoff, because technically, if you do it in the way that you'll stay anonymous, you could still profit off of it, and there's no one who can stop it.
You couldn't have any kind of copyright or trademark.
Okay, you sound like you know a lot about crypto. Is that correct? And blockchain?
Not really.
Okay.
But some.
Okay.
Some.
Okay. That sounds like a modest answer. It sounds like he knows way more than me.
Way more, for sure. Yeah.
Well, also I'm dumb.
Guess. Guess. Do you know a lot? Do you know some about crypto and
not
blockchain?
Really.
What's your question?
Yeah.
What's my question?
What is Bitcoin?
I don't know that I have a question. Yeah.
Okay,
I mean, I know that, okay, so you can write different protocols and rules into each one, and they're decentralized, but to a degree they cannot be, right? Depending on those protocols. Like, what was it? Ethereum versus Ethereum Classic. That was kind of the split there, right?
Right.
Was like, they came in and said like, oh, we're changing things. It's like, whoa, you can't change things. That's the point of decentralized, bro.
Yeah. So right. It depends how you build it. So usually what blockchains will do is they'll have some kind of consensus. So they'll say the majority of a lot of times what it'll be, the majority of token or coin owners have to vote to approve.
And how does that happen? It's just literally a vote. Like at a certain time they send out like an email like, hey, we're going to vote on the future of Ethereum now.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Okay.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
That's the thing. So
it's all built on like decentralized trust.
Exactly. Yeah. So
well, it's trust, but it's also like
trust.
You're trusting that the system's set up that you can trust it.
Yeah.
But it becomes so big that it's almost impossible to like create enough untrusted computers to bring down the system.
The other thing is that it's all based on people running these nodes that actually run the blockchain. Because
that's how it stays connected.
How many nodes are you running, bro?
Yeah, I got a couple nodes.
Yeah.
So we talk about...
Mine are swollen, though, my doctor said.
Shit, swollen nodes.
Oh, that's lymph node.
Oh, okay. I sold all my crypto because I thought he was saying they were bad. They were swollen.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, bad move.
Yeah, I think so. So you have these nodes that are running, and
describe nodes to me really quickly.
So
really fast, speed through it.
It's literally a computer that runs a piece of software that verifies.
Okay, it's one part of the blockchain. It's a piece of the verification in the blockchain. That's a node.
And then you have miners.
Yep.
Who are mining it, so they solve the problem.
Right.
And then the nodes are just verifying that it was correct.
Yeah. And how can one become a node?
How do I become a node?
You promo code @theluckyduck. Bitcoin.com/nodes.
Yeah.
Plug in the promo code.
It says, how do I create a node.com?
Yeah.
So, you can run it on this computer right here.
Oh, you have to sign up for that separately than just like owning, like actually having the crypto in your wallet or whatever.
So when you have crypto, that's literally just like you. So a wallet is like a piece of the blockchain. So it's just something on the blockchain.
So is that a node or no?
No, it's not a node. So a node is literally a computer.
I don't like that.
I don't like that.
I don't like that
I'm
shit.
getting confused already.
A node is a computer.
Yep.
That runs some software.
So you have to like, similar to mining, you have to like with intent go in and be like, I'm going to be a node.
So,
it's not like because I own it, it might be a
Exactly.
node.
Yeah. Why would Matt want to be a node though?
Right.
Yeah. No, that's a question.
Yeah. So it's a good question. There's a couple of answers to that. For one, you want to contribute to the blockchain because
Fuck that. I'm in it for me. Let's
because
go.
you want to keep it decentralized.
Okay.
You're in it for you.
That's a good answer. Yeah.
So if you run a full node,
you get rewarded.
you basically get, so the blockchain lives on these nodes. So a full node will have the entire blockchain, and then you can pull data from that blockchain. For instance, you could say, who is the largest wallet on the blockchain? You could read any other kind of data. Who's paying who? What smart contracts are there? What's being executed? What data is on the blockchain?
So when you have a node, I like are a node. When you are a node, you get access to that information, whereas otherwise you don't have access to that.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Why would somebody want to be a node though?
For that reason, so you can use that data to then create services that people will use.
But
But probably
Data is king, man.
But probably the
Data.
majority of node runners.
Yeah, I don't know.
Nodes?
If there's not
People-
a term for it, we need to make one because we're just calling
Noders.
them nodes right
Noders.
Probably the majority of people
Node
who are
heads.
running nodes
node
are
heads.
now. Node heads.
They're
NFT that.
Yeah.
they're contributing to this network
Yeah.
You're contributing to the greater cause.
because think about this.
Great job, young man.
if you
You're
own-
serving your country.
If
Thank you
you
for your
own
service.
10 Bitcoin, what is that like?
I do.
$600,000.
How did you know? I do. Yeah.
Right?
That's a lot.
Yeah,
Now-
I haven't checked on it in a while. Is it? It's more than $100 now.
It's like a couple hundred. It's
Oh,
like-
tight. Okay,
it's-
I've doubled
it's
my
like
money.
Many
Tight.
monies.
Oh,
Lots
yeah.
of Doge.
So if you have $600,000 in Bitcoin, you have an incentive to keep Bitcoin stable.
Very true.
And for people to have trust in it. And
So I know that this is a common like question or problem with it is the mining and the energy that requires.
Yeah.
So similar for nodes? Probably not as much
no.
computing power
No,
because
no.
you're not running.
yeah. So basically, what miners do is they get a hash, just like a bunch of numbers and letters.
And then the let me guess because this will be really dumb and funny for the listeners to be like how far off I was. So then there's computation that's done and checks that hash to validate it.
No, so that's
Okay,
what
great.
that's what
Fucking
the nodes
idiot.
do.
No.
Oh, that's what the nodes do. Okay, great.
The
Yeah.
nodes do that?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Noders?
Miners are creating.
Yeah, so the miner solves the problem. So they have to figure out how
Which problem?
how to
2 plus 2.
how to get
What
to
is
this hash value, how it was created.
Oh. Like,
Wait, I thought you said
like
that's what
square
nodes
roots?
do. No.
No,
They're trying to find square roots?
And for those who
shut
are
the
only
fuck
listening,
up.
he gave you a death glare. Like, no.
So it's a hard problem to solve, and I'm not going to try to explain it because I don't understand it completely, because it has to do with cryptography, which I have no specialization.
Right.
But anyway, it's basically you can make it so that it's harder and harder to solve these problems.
Yeah.
For because the computer, it's actually there's no like equation to it.
Right.
There's no equation like add this and divide this and do.
That's the point of it. That's why nobody can figure it out.
The computer's not
because-
sitting there thinking like it has to do all these operations and that's what takes so long. It's literally guessing.
That's what I thought, right? That's why it's so computational.
Exactly,
It's guessing and checking all these different.
Yeah, so it
values.
It starts with one value and it's like that's not it, and it keeps going. And so there's an amount of time that it should take a computer to guess.
Right. Like
solve
on
it.
average, based on the number of
Right.
digits.
Basically, yeah. And you can make it harder, and that's what say Bitcoin will do. So to make it harder for computers to complete a block, they will make it harder. And so the miners will solve that problem. Once they solve it, they'll post it the blockchain and say, hey, I solved this, and then the nodes will verify it. And verifying it is super easy because you have the answer and then the problem, and then you just say, oh yeah, that's correct. And so as long as 51% of the nodes say that person was true, that was correct, then
which validates the entire series up to that point, right? Because they were all like essentially, very simplifying it, like multiples of each other. Like calculated based on the previous one.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Man, well, this has been Bitcoin Talk.
It sounds
Bitcoin
stupid
Corner.
as fuck, though.
Yeah.
So
it sounds stupid, like unnecessary.
So there's that energy thing, and so that was one thing that like Elon Musk brought up.
Sure, and then stocks plummet because Elon said something about it. Yeah,
Elon said, "Oh yeah, we bought a bunch of Bitcoin. Bitcoin's awesome. Dogecoin's awesome." And then a month later, after Tesla had bought a bunch of it, and then he said that, and then they probably sold some of it and kept
that
some
little
of it.
Fucking pump and dumper.
Yeah, exactly.
The ultimate pump and dumper.
Then he said, "Oh, people criticized us because Bitcoin takes a lot of energy, and we're a company,
carbon neutral company."
Exactly. Yeah. The reason why, so you can't really get around the problem of it because it has to do with the whole point.
Yeah, it's inherent
of how it works, right?
Yeah.
You have to make it hard for a computer to solve,
right?
So that you basically kind of like keep the hackers out.
But aren't there some? Okay, there's a ton of different cryptos now, and aren't there some that skew towards, or at least maybe this is just marketing, like we're more green? How would that happen while remaining computationally hard?
Okay. So they use a different way to...
And can I pause real quick because you're diving into this so quickly? I know a little bit. Motherfucker, you know a lot. I just asked a very specific question, and he's like, I'm fucking ready.
How humble is this motherfucker?
I know. Okay, I'm sorry.
Well...
So back to the question. How are more going to say they're more green while remaining computationally hard?
So they'll use a different way to basically keep the blockchain, what they call, is it trustless? So you don't have to worry about it being correct. So one of them is called proof of stake.
Oh, right.
Yeah. That's what Ethereum is going to transition to.
Right. Yeah. So they have their new chain now. They'll eventually merge to it. But there's other ways too. So you have kind of like the blockchain, and then you can build protocols on top of the blockchain. So if you know that adding to the blockchain, so basically what happens is if I pay you, it creates a transaction just like it would with a credit card, and the transaction goes into a block. And then once the block is solved, that transaction's posted to the blockchain, and then it will be there forever till the end of the technology, and we'll always know that it was there, and anyone can see it. So
if you're buying porn via crypto, they'll know. Yeah. Everybody knows.
Only if people,
you nasty fuck.
Only if people know what your wallet address is and the porn company's wallet addresses.
Well, it can be figured out.
It can be solved. Just saying.
Which it's not that hard to tell anyway. Anytime I buy porn, I tweet about it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You got it set up to where when you hit that purchase button, it automatically tweets. Yeah, auto tweet. Yeah.
So
you're a smart man.
Yeah. I don't really remember what we were talking about, but
talking about how they can be greener. So you're talking about proof of stake, and the other one's what? Proof of stake and proof of
work.
Work, right? So work is work intensive, obviously. So proof of stake
is like where people who have a lot of the currency, they put their money into, they stake it, and they basically say like, I will validate that this block.
How do they do that manually? You're like, I like that one. It's like betting?
No.
Like I'll bet all my shit.
It's all automated.
So, okay, that makes sense.
So you use these
sitting there doing like fucking like accounting work with your glasses down here. Yeah, this looks like it could be good. Approved.
Sure. I'll bet all my crypto on that.
and again, so these, I mean, even the proof of work thing, the proof of stake, there's actually a bunch of other things, other ideas that people have had that have been implemented on blockchains.
Yeah, and I'm sure there will be that we couldn't think of right now.
We'll continue.
But as of right now, we think like, there's no other way to do it, seemingly.
But cryptography is the key there. So as cryptography advances and they find new ways to do it's essentially magic. If you ask anyone
Cool. Now I'm in.
how we stay safe on the internet, it's magic. It's magic to the common person.
So I imagine, but before you said that, I imagined like a whole server room full of computers computing shit. But now I'm imagining it's a whole server room full of magicians.
Yes.
Right? And they have their wands,
Yeah.
and they're basically poking different wires, and that's
Right.
how the internet works.
They have a
you're
lot of
saying.
cards.
Great.
And the
Is
cards.
Is this your card? No, that's proof of stake. Is this your card?
That's
no.
exactly
Is
what
this
it
your
is.
card? Yes. It is. Stamp of approval.
Stamp of approval. Is this your node?
Is this your node? This is your node, right?
Check behind your ear.
Ooh, 2 nodes.
You guys are genius.
Yeah.
You could actually create kind of like a UI for the blockchain, right? That would
Yeah.
be kind of like a fun little app that
Ooh.
you could create that
Whoa.
could make that, like, turn all the nodes, the validators and stuff into little magicians, and then people could watch that. That's a fun idea.
Harry Potter and the Chamber of Nodes.
Oh, you might
damn.
get in trouble for that name.
So that
could
one,
be.
because that one, that's actually, we just dub over the entire
Yeah.
7-8 movies.
Yep.
And we just insert blockchain references
Yes.
to make it make sense.
Although I would cut out some stuff that I don't like.
Sure. Which is
Yeah.
what?
Mostly just like all the scenes with Dumbledore after they changed the actor from like the first Dumbledore.
Really?
Yeah, I liked
I forgot
the
they
first
changed
Dumbledore. Yeah,
Wow. I forgot that they were so different.
I know.
But, okay.
he felt more.
They killed the whole series for you.
You know what? Fuck off. You changing? I know he died. I mean, first off,
What are you gonna do?
Shouldn't have died.
Hold up.
Don't
Wait.
die.
What?
Yeah,
Who died?
the first
actor.
Dumbledore. I said Gandalf.
Oh, the actor.
The actor.
Okay.
Say
Yeah.
Gandalf.
I thought you were saying. I thought you were saying Dumbledore died in the movies, and I was like, "Whoa, that would be
mean-
shocking to me."
I saw a different pair of movies.
Wait, what?
He died.
Get the fuck out of here!
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I haven't watched past 4.
Oh fuck,
I
dude.
don't think I have either.
He actually hasn't.
I definitely have. Megan, my wife, is a huge Harry Potter fan.
Really?
And you know what's fun? Every
Is
time
an
I
annoying
say,
type of Harry Potter fan.
I mean, she's annoying in general. Yeah.
I know people like
I
that.
didn't pick up on that one. We were too heavily invested in the microbiome, dude.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
anticipate that.
No, I just say that because I know she's going to listen to this, and then as soon as she listens to this portion of the apology, I'm sorry, babe, she's going to slap me on the arm.
Megan,
Be like,
thank
"What
you
the
for
fuck?"
listening. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, shout out. Love
We're
you.
that much more closer to getting advertised.
Please go on our OnlyFans
advertising.
account.
Who are you guys looking for advertisers?
Fleshlights. Lights.
Yep. Got it?
Not pocket pussy,
Roman?
but the
No, Roman.
No.
Roman.
Roman. It's like the men's sanitary
Oh.
company. You ever see it on Facebook or
The
Google?
type of lube that desensitizes for
Decentralized lube.
Holy shit!
Why hasn't anybody
Bit
thought of this?
lube. Oh shit!
Wow.
Actually, I was gonna ask if you could create your own coin. What would you
Ooh.
call it?
Oh my god, this is an honor. Wait, are there limits?
Nope.
What do you
There's
mean
no like
limits?
no, I mean like character limits
No,
or
no, no,
anything.
no,
Like
no,
it
no,
can't
no.
be
Just
too
assume
long,
no.
no spaces, any of that.
Oh
All right.
no!
Nothing.
Sorry.
I'm
He's like, let me begin.
Hang on.
It starts writing
some.
down things.
Like whips out a whole like journal.
I don't know. Yeah, I haven't thought about this. Here we go. Okay, page 4, right? Okay. Okay. So I'm making my own crypto, and what would it be called?
Yeah.
Right. Bongalicious 69420XXO.
Classic.
Yeah.
It's so classic.
Because that was my AOL screen name.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's a go-to. That's
Yeah.
a go-to.
And it's still my professional email that I use.
perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I
Yeah.
haven't gotten a job in a while. Do you guys
shit.
have any tips?
I don't know.
I don't know what it could be.
I bet your
it's-
resume.
Oh, you gotta format. You gotta
Oh.
format your resume.
Format my resume.
Yeah.
Because right now it just from like, you know those confidential stamps? Those
Yes.
big red
Yes.
It's just like that across the corner, but instead of confidential, it just says my email.
Oh, perfect.
That's all my
perfect,
resume
perfect.
is right
yeah.
now.
Yeah, I would say don't change your email, but have you considered bolding the email just so it kind of stands out more? 'Cause
Maybe they're not reading it.
Yeah, they're not reading.
Do you have any prior job experience?
That either I do not
So
have.
it's basically just like the header, and then it's pretty much empty.
email?
And
Yeah.
then with the email. across.
Yeah, just the email across. I didn't even have a header. That's a good idea. Should I put my
Headers.
name on it, you think?
No.
Okay.
Because like the metaverse, who uses real names anymore? It's more
That's
about
true.
The tag.
which is a good thing that you're asking me about what I would create here, because
Smart.
I'm turning it back around to y'all. Not that question though. Metaverse names.
Ooh, goddamn. I'm gonna say Nighthawk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel like it has to kind of end with land.
Oh, okay. Oh, no. Okay,
Wait, why?
okay.
End with land?
Yeah. it's
Big
kind of
Dick
the
Boy
thing.
Land.
Oh, okay. Big Dick Boy Land.
Okay.
Like, okay, yeah, like if you're going to that land, it's full of big dick boys.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay, and you?
It's a Big Mouth reference, by the way. If you guys
Oh,
didn't
gotcha.
watch that, yeah.
You know what's funny? I'm a comedy guy. Love comedy. Love Nick Kroll. Never seen Big Mouth.
Oh.
I know, it's crazy.
That's a fantastic show.
I know, and I've
They
heard it
actually,
from so many people.
I think the 5th season just dropped.
Can we talk about television
I
shows?
haven't seen
Yeah.
the last few seasons.
Have you guys seen Dave?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's so good.
Dude, that's amazing.
Yeah.
It's just one of my favorites right now.
Really? So you're going through it currently, or is
No,
this
I
a
already
classic?
watched it.
So you're redoing it?
I rewatched the pilot recently. I might rewatch it.
Did you know Dave before that?
Yeah, me
Yeah.
and Dave are close.
Yeah.
Little Dicky.
I mean,
Little Dicky. It's good.
you ever seen it?
His little Dicky.
His little Dicky.
We're not that close.
Wow.
Okay.
No, that's a good show. What are you guys watching right now?
So let's see. I just finished, or I'm
Harry
about
Potter.
to finish Harry Potter. Dumbledore dies.
Yeah, news to
Sorry?
me.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Actually, Castlevania is pretty good on Netflix. It's an animated series.
Cool, I love
Yeah.
animation.
I got into that because Russell Ramtahal got me into that. But more recently, I've been watching a terrible reality show
Nice.
called Below
Keeping Up-
Deck.
Oh.
It's on Bravo. Okay, hold please.
Wait, can we just pause really quick?
Yep.
Hey, Megan, tune out for this portion. And the reason I say this is because we already have so many shitty reality TV shows that we
Oh,
watch. We
no.
don't need more in our life.
Yes, you need this one. It's the best. Actually, it is. Most reality shows are kind of just trash in general. I mean, there's a few
Yeah.
that kind of stand out. There's like 90 Day Fiance. That's kind of like interesting because it brings a different perspective of like trash people trying to get in to our country using
Sure.
love to manipulate people
Yeah.
and getting
Yeah.
green cards.
Dr. Pimple Popper.
Yeah, there's that one. If you love seeing gross shit. But this one is about, it's called Below Deck. It's about a yacht, a super mega yacht.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all about the crew on
Right.
the yacht. So, like,
The
what
chef.
happens below the deck.
Sounds
Hey.
invigorating.
Dun, dun, dun. So you have, like, the crew hands, the deck hands,
Mm-hmm.
the chef, the kitchen, and, like, all the drama that goes into, like, each season of yachting. And so they have all these, like, super rich people come and they have to, like, have 5-star service and cater them and pretty much provide anything they want.
Yeah.
And all the stress and drama and the love relationships between the crew members.
Of course.
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah,
Look,
you
if
gotta
you're
have
on a
that.
boat for that long and you're single, you're going to fuck.
You gonna be fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they all have to share like little bunk beds and stuff. So there's like that sexual tension.
Even more incentive to fuck.
I know. It's just like you're
Do you-
like
Do you think somebody bought a yacht just for the show? They were like, I'm going to buy the yacht and pay for it using this TV show.
I don't know. The captain's like this crusty old dude. And
Yeah.
he's not kind of I say crusty. That's
Because he's a crab.
I'm trying to imagine
his
I
name's
want-
Captain Lee.
when somebody describes someone as crusty, like I'm wondering what comes to mind for me. Definitely old, dry.
Yeah,
Yes.
dry. Like you could just pick the crust off
Yeah.
of them, you know?
Yeah, you just touch him and then crust flakes kind of like
Yeah, and maybe a little powder puffs off. You're
Uh-huh.
like, oh, God, are you alive?
you are crusty, sir.
Crusty, bud.
That's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
it's free on Peacock or Hulu or whatever
Okay.
wherever you get your TV
Fucking
shows.
Peacock. Oh my God.
Peacock.
Is that what NBC's or
Comcast.
something?
Yeah, it's NBC's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, don't have that.
No. Well, it's free.
Do you have Comcast?
No.
Okay.
I have oh fuck, Hotmail. Remember we talked about this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what is Hotmail? Is that AOL or Microsoft? Who the fuck is Hotmail?
I think it's Microsoft.
Is
Microsoft?
it?
Wasn't it Microsoft?
I don't know.
Look this shit up.
Look it up.
Look it up.
Look it up. Look
Oh, it
it
is.
up.
It is MSN.
Yeah.
MSNBC.
Microsoft's
Oh,
network.
MSNBC owns them.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It's now just called Outlook. I think it's just
Oh,
called
Outlook.
Like, well, so
Yeah.
Outlook, I believe, was the program that the client,
Yeah.
the mail client
Email
that
client.
you could use. But I think that their mail, like their male brand is called Outlook.
Can I just ask something?
Yeah.
Where are the female clients?
We
We talk about all these male clients.
You know,
Just
honestly,
like the
what about the
mailboxes.
trans clients?
Look, I
It's
mean,
a sensitive subject. We should
these
probably cut this out.
fucking
The non-binary clients.
these straight white men. We've been rolling for too long.
Cisgenders.
Too many moons have we had the top.
Should give it all up. You should give away.
I'm
like,
trying to
$600.
give it up just by being a dumbass and not being productive and having a resume that doesn't even have my name on it. But
Me too.
Cum Guzzler at 6940 420.
yeah, that's not bad either. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a crypto token called it was called
Cummies.
Cum Star or Cum Master or Cum Swap.
And it
or
was
something like
CUM.
that. It was yeah. Mm.
Love that.
Come all ye faithful. That'd be a good one.
Love that. Yeah. Ooh.
All the religious people
Mhm,
would fucking bounce on that.
All the religious horny people.
Fuck yeah.
Get in on that.
So what TV shows are you into these days?
Man, Great British Baking Show always.
Oh my god.
You know?
I haven't seen.
I
No?
don't
You?
I don't know if I trust you on that one. Is that for you for real? into
watched
that?
it? I'm being serious.
Maybe like the Halloween episode or something.
Oh, I forgot. They do
or
specials. Yeah,
something
Megan and I
like the
love it.
holiday
It's
special.
it's
Is this like a
easy.
Gordon Ramsay show? Or something?
No,
No,
oh my
it's
God.
like way
Oh
worse.
my god.
Yeah, it's
way
like
worse.
Way lower
Milder.
on the table.
Okay, here's the thing. It's British. Already better.
Okay.
It's mild.
Disagree.
It's a competitive baking show, but they're so nice to each other. They're so kind. Instead of like backstabbing and yelling at each other,
That's what
if
I love.
somebody's done early and the other person's like struggling, they go over and help and they're like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
It's a competition.
Let me help you." Yeah. Because the competition. Yeah, because if you're putting your best foot forward, you're putting your best foot forward regardless of the competition. So if somebody's cake's falling off, I'll go help them.
I don't know,
Wow.
man. I think like meritocracy. Does that come from like America? Is that one of those words that like branched off of?
I think it's based on like merit, right? Isn't it?
a meritocracy. Meritocracy.
A meritocracy.
A meritocracy. You're just saying space meritocracy. Yeah.
That sounds boring as fuck. I'm not gonna lie.
Check it out. So it is calming. It is calm.
Okay.
It's chill.
Is it like
it's not
background
something-
TV?
Kind of. Yeah, we eat dinner
Yes.
and watch it. But they
Okay.
make it's delightful is the word for it.
All right.
It's
Yeah, you're
delightful.
I gotta say, I'm not gonna think less of you.
Yeah,
because
sure,
you watch
sure.
it. There are certain shows where I'm like, oh, thank you for your time.
Sure, sure.
How did you know that?
What
What?
a meritocracy?
Meritocracy.
Yeah.
Cause I'm fucking smart, dude.
Yeah, yeah. And I noticed that from the
Fucking
beginning.
You're
Yeah.
like, oh, what a smart
This
guy.
guy's fucking smart. I'm just gonna trust whatever
Fucking,
he
it's just,
says.
it's like the survival of the best, right?
I believe Darwin said survival of the bestest. He said it's the survival of the bestest.
the bestesses.
Yeah.
No, it's proving your worth through your like value, right? Or how good you are.
It's
or
really not
something.
based off merit. I so thought you were right.
So the example that Google gives is Britain is a meritocracy, and everyone with skill and imagination may aspire to reach the highest level.
Wait, what? So you're saying he was right based off that?
So the
definition?
person who wins the contest wins it because they are of the best.
So technically, the noun meritocracy is a government or holding of power by people selected on the basis of their ability. So yeah, it's essentially
so it's
like
based on merit.
people
Gotcha,
who,
gotcha.
yeah, who have the higher ability. You're gonna
Well,
power.
I was
that's
actually
fun.
I was gonna go through this entire podcast without saying the word merit.
You made an intentional vow to yourself before we started.
Miles and I have this huddle. It's usually we're in the bathroom naked together, and we go, "What words are we not going to say during this podcast?" And
So
that
you
was
said
one of them.
merit.
I
What
said
did,
merit,
Miles, what did
yeah.
you say? What was your word?
Chupacabra.
Got you to say it. Got you, bitch. Let's go.
Honestly,
Let's go.
this is the first and last time you're on.
Yeah.
You
Good.
can't get that. Those are our safe words, and we only say it when we need to end the podcast. So,
Oh no.
merit. No.
I done did it.
We'll be canceling.
what
this.
is your safe word, Matt?
Safety.
That's a good
Yeah.
safe word.
Yeah.
Pretty good safe
Well,
word.
because a lot of times it gets misinterpreted. It gets coded. Like if you're out on the street and you hear somebody yelling tomato, you're just gonna be like tomato, right? You're just gonna be like whatever, cool.
That's true.
Whereas if somebody
else,
yells safety, you're gonna be like safety. Whoa, is somebody not safe? I need to be thinking. I need
It
to be on my
probably
toes.
means someone farted. First off,
ooh,
You know what I'm
good
talking
point.
about?
I think you need to rethink that
yeah,
one. Actually,
people say that. That's a thing.
When people fart, they say safety.
That's a thing.
Have you heard of that? Or doorknob?
Yeah,
I've
That's
heard
another
of
one.
doorknob because
Yeah,
you
it's
got to
the
go
same thing.
touch a doorknob, right?
Yeah, I think
so
safety's
what?
the
You have to go
same
touch a
thing.
safety? You have to go find an NFL safety
have
and go
to.
touch them?
Mm-hmm. It's
No,
a
no,
harder
that's
version
not
of
a
doorknob.
game.
It's the harder version.
That's a
of doorknob.
very much harder.
Or
Yeah.
a gun.
Yeah. Ooh, good point.
The safety on a gun.
It's not very safe.
No.
No.
I don't think you should yell that anymore.
Miles, what is your safe word?
Oh.
You're just shitting on Matt's safe
I thought it
word.
was chupacabra.
No,
That's the podcast
That's,
safe
yeah.
word.
Oh, podcast safe word. Okay, we're
But
talking about life safe word.
Personally, I don't know, probably economic goods.
That's a phrase, not a word.
I liked it. I liked
Honestly.
it. Economic goods.
Your sex life is real thrilling.
Can I guess yours, Chase? Can I guess yours?
Yes.
Meritocracy.
No.
That's the podcast.
It's actually ouch.
Oh, that was the podcast one. You're right.
That's
Yeah.
not ouch.
Ouch.
Yeah, ouch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I lived in this house for like a month, and I can
Ouch.
I can vouch that it's
Ouch.
Not, it's not.
Not talking about that?
ouch,
Yeah.
ouch.
We bunked together, so he knows all my
Did
safe
you guys
words.
ever bunk beds? Did you
Yeah.
really bunk
Oh,
as
yeah.
kids?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're one of
Nice.
6.
Yeah.
2 of 6.
And are you guys like next to each other in age in that order? Or
Yeah.
no?
2 years.
Yeah, 2 years. Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I had bunk beds once.
Did you?
Yeah.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
No, I liked it. I can't remember if I had it before.
Wait,
Yeah,
hold on.
yeah,
You have 2 siblings. So
Uh-huh.
did you have a triple?
No.
Okay.
So I had a stepbrother move in.
Okay.
And I don't remember. I think I had the bunk bed before that. I don't know why. But it was definitely once he moved in that I got a bunk bed and we bunked together for a hot minute. And then my sisters, no, they slept in the same bed.
Oh, in the same bed.
We were
Not
poor.
even a bunk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any like some sounds during the night that you didn't really appreciate? Like, did your stepbrother?
Jerk off in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
No, not that I noticed. Thank God.
Lucky. This one could not keep his hands off himself.
Yeah, it's just
Wow.
once I turned
Once he found
7.
12.
7, I think. Yeah.
It's 7. It's 7. It's 7.
Yeah.
I don't know what
Yeah,
age it
7
was,
and a
but
half.
yeah.
Yeah, you're a late bloomer. If you're
couldn't-
12. Wow, dude.
What can I say? It happens to the best of us. Actually, one time I woke Chase up because we would go. There were periods of time where we went to the same school, a middle school. Or high
Oh,
school.
gotcha. At first, I was like, "What the fuck?" There were periods of time where we lived in the same town and went to the same school.
We had alarm clocks, and one time I got up. And I think it might have been high school, and you usually get about like 6:00 or 6:30. I can't remember, something like that.
Something early.
It's kind of early, yeah.
It's way too early.
And
Way too early.
I think I got up one time and I went and showered, and then I came back and I was like, Chase, what the fuck are you doing? It's time to get up, right? And I think you even went and showered, and I was getting ready, and then you came back and you said, hey, do you know what time it is? And it was like 4:00.
Yeah. That happened a couple times, actually. You ever do that? I once stood outside at the bus
Wait a
stop
minute.
at like 2:30 in the morning.
What?
Yeah, on accident.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because you
I
wake
guess
up and
yeah.
you thought your alarm went off and you didn't check the time. You get
You
ready.
just went.
There's
Yeah.
no difference when you're in high school. First off, how fucked is it that like it comes out that teenagers, it's like so important to get sleep.
Dude.
That we're like scheduling high school start times at like
7.
7:30 in the morning.
Yeah, it's unreal.
And you got to get up at the bus stop by 5. Like, fuck off. Well, there's no difference between the sunlight in the atmosphere at 5:00 in the morning in Florida than like 2:30 in the morning. So you just like accidentally set your alarm clock.
Right.
And back then I didn't have my fucking
Yeah, you
like
didn't have
phone.
cell phones.
It was just like, yeah, you set your little fucking analog clock and you beep 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 beep, and then if you set it wrong, then you're fucked. And you look at it once. It's not like I'm gonna look at it twice. You wake up, it
Sometimes
goes
you don't
off.
even look at it once.
Yeah, fuck off.
Right.
The last thing I want to do is look how early it
I
is.
hated that thing.
Right.
Yeah.
That noise it made.
Yeah. No, you're right. Right. It's so dark that like whatever. If you wake up in the middle of the night, you don't fucking know if that's that or 5 a.m.
Yeah. I am thankful that our parents never like played the trick on us that like on Saturday was like, oh, time to get for school.
Yeah.
Like, fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah, instead they would just still wake us up, and then we'd have to do yard work and stuff.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's rough.
Strict parents.
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
I guess.
child labor.
Do you have a lot of chores?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had like 2.5 acres of land.
Oh shit!
And in the swamp of Florida, essentially.
Oh,
yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, so it hugs right up against the Everglades, essentially.
Oh,
and
fascinating.
so a lot of it was cleared, and they got it for a really good deal. Like I don't know how, like $15,000. It's like this 5 acres of land. And
Right,
they
because half
split
of it's water.
Yeah, essentially, it's all like fucking swampy. And they split it right down the middle. So my dad took one half of the 5 acres, and his brother took another half, and then they sectioned off just a little portion of it for their dad, our grandpa. So we quite literally grew up for the 18 years of my life living in Everybody Loves Raymond scenario.
Wow, that's kind of cool. I mean, it's like you got a community.
It was cool, except everybody kind of never talked to each other.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
weird.
and there's a lot of lawn to mow, 2.5 acres.
Yeah.
But is there a point where you don't mow it? Like it's like that's marshy.
No,
Oh.
So it wasn't like in the swamp.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't marshy, but there was a portion of it that,
I'm just imagining somebody mowing their yard and like part of it gets marshy and they just keep going in the water and
just
they're
get into
like,
the water,
like knee
squeeze
deep
out
and
the
they're
side.
like, hey Jim.
yeah.
You know.
alligators everywhere.
The snakes just pass you.
A lot of snakes though.
So a small portion of the property was woods.
Yeah,
Trees and
wooded
shit.
area.
And we made trails and stuff back there, but we wouldn't mow that. But the rest of the property we would mow that. So that was fun,
Tight.
especially because it grows the most during the summer,
Oh
and it's
yeah,
the hottest part
it's
of
like
the year.
95 degrees out, 120% humidity. And
Nice.
they're like, yeah, go. There's nothing wrong. Just go out. No water. Just go out and mow the lawn for 4 hours straight.
How do you guys love the no humidity here then?
Yeah, it's
in Denver?
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
As soon as I moved out here, I was like, oh, there's no turning back from this.
Dude, right?
You
I
get
know.
through the 5 nosebleeds, and then you're good.
Yeah.
You just adjust.
Did you say nose or nodes bleeds?
Ooh.
Sorry, I'm hearing nodes everywhere now.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
seeing
nodes.
that.
That's so smart. That's
Yeah.
a token name.
That's a token name.
Um,
Nodes bleeds.
Yeah, definitely. In when we go back to visit family and whatnot, you definitely feel it coming off the
Dude,
plane.
it's a shock. We'll do the
Yeah.
same thing. So Megan's family's in Atlanta. We get off the airplane in Atlanta, and I'm like, I feel the air. This is
Yeah.
bizarre.
Yeah, you can just you're sucking in vapor. I feel like you're taking a hit like a vape pen at that
Yeah.
point. Like
Yeah.
everything's, and then you slowly get used to it. But yeah, I mean, how great are the seasons too,
Dude, it's dope. This is our first real fall we
right?
experienced.
And you got in on a fucking amazing fall.
This fall was perfect.
I can tell you, out of the 7 years I've lived here,
Yeah.
this one was the best.
Dude, I couldn't imagine it
This
getting
one was
better.
the best. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe it hasn't like snowed yet. I mean, just the past couple of days have been like the coldest it's been, really.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a couple cold days in there.
What's crazy is last week it was, or maybe it was up until I think Wednesday or something like that. It was like 50 high,
Yeah.
30 low, whatever.
Right,
and
right,
then Sunday it was like 75 degrees.
Sunday was crazy.
Dude, it was like 80. I was in my car. It was
Yeah.
80 degrees out.
Yeah.
so
I was
crazy.
like, what the fuck?
And this has been weather talk. I'm sure all of our listeners
Yes,
are
thank
like, this is what I need to hear.
Oh, yeah. So, like, first,
What has the weather been like in Denver on the days this was recorded? Not even when I'm listening to it.
you're welcome. Welcome back to Denver Weather Talk with
Yeah.
Matt, Chase, and Myles.
Yeah.
PR.
Yeah, no, it's been so how do you like it out here? Is this like for you like I'm good? I'm gonna, I'm a fucking pilgrim. I've now hit Plymouth Rock and I'm ready to set up, home base. Or are you still kind of like, I don't know, I could do better?
I have said to myself verbally out loud, I am a pilgrim. So yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head
Oh,
there.
yeah. Did you play the Oregon Trail?
Yeah, absolutely,
Cool.
dude. We all did, right? Oregon Trail?
Dysentery.
Dysentery.
Yep.
R.I.P. Dysentery. I missed that.
They're making a fucking movie.
I thought you were going to say it's making a comeback.
It could be making a comeback.
An Oregon Trail movie?
Yeah.
They made the Oregon Trail on the Apple Arcade.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what
Played
that
on
is.
there.
But
In the movie, everybody dies of dysentery. I can just spoil it for everybody.
yeah.
Sacagawea.
So we love it out here, and it is. It's that like, oh, we'll be here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that you could find. There's pros and cons everywhere, right?
Totally.
You go other places, and you get that sort of like honeymoon effect of like, oh, this is cool for being a new place, or you get like, oh, I just want to go back to Denver. More likely, but no, we love it. It's great. We want to be here.
Yeah, and you're doing the snowboarding thing, so you're taking advantage of that. That's the one thing I don't get with people who are able-bodied people who can get on a
If
snowboard.
you're physically capable of it, why aren't you?
Yeah, exactly. I'm just saying, like, you live so close to it. People pay lots of money to fly out and do this.
Yeah.
And you live like 2 hours away. Why aren't you taking advantage of that?
I would imagine you also
Yeah.
go then, because that would have been like an indirect slap in the face to you, and he would have
Yeah,
known
he
not
was just
to do
talking
that.
to me the whole time.
Right. Whoever would do that,
Yeah.
if you're listening or if you're sitting next to me, fuck you.
Interesting.
So you guys, where do you usually go? Do you have Epic, Icon? What do you got?
Oh,
This
yeah, we
year-
got the Epic. Yeah.
This year, Epic.
Yeah.
We got Epic.
Yeah. So Keystone, that's our jam. Have you been to Keystone yet?
So last year, I'd never skied or snowboarded.
Yeah.
Until last year, we started to learn. So we just got Loveland last year because
Yep.
it's close, and we
Right.
just want to learn. So that was really cool. And then we went to Breck a couple times. So I've only been to Breckenridge and Loveland. That's the only place I've done in my life.
Yeah. So the first place we went together was Breckenridge. That's a really good place.
It's great.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Ton of runs.
Yep. I like Keystone because it has really long runs. It has a lot of trails to offer. I think it might actually be slightly larger than Breck is.
Oh wow.
And I feel like the village aspect is like kind of important too.
It takes a village.
What's that?
It takes a village.
It's true. People
Yeah.
say that.
Yeah, people just say that.
That is
so
true.
that's good.
That's the thing they say.
You're saying the village aspect's important, as in like the village that is there is cool.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And
As
Keystone?
in, Keystone feels like it feels like what you would expect when you go, like in the movies, like when the whole like
Dumb and Dumber.
80s vibe of skiing. You know, like we run this town. Like what's that Disney Channel movie?
I don't
Fuck.
know.
Trying to remember.
Everyone
People are
knows what you're
yelling
talking
at me right now what it is, but the one person that's listening.
Yeah, I'm thinking of when you say like 80s ski movies, and none come to mind for whatever reason. A lot of cocaine comes to mind. Though.
Yes, tons of cocaine.
Okay.
If you can think of more recently, Hot Tub Time Machine.
Right.
So that environment,
because they retroed back to it.
exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so that is very much I think of Keystone in that kind of way.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, so like at the base, there's a bunch of like condos and resort type
cocaine,
cocaine,
yep.
some hot bitches. A bunch of bars, restaurants, and it just you walk down and it feels very much like a community in that kind of
Cool.
way. It's something that Loveland really kind of misses.
Dude. Yeah.
There's like a bar and a restaurant at the base.
I didn't even know they had. Oh, that's right. They did
Yeah.
have those. Yeah.
Yeah, on the side that's closest to the tunnel.
Yeah.
Same
Oh,
with
dude.
A Basin as well.
Yeah, A base.
Because they're all right there.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
exactly.
Well, yeah, but it was so. Yeah, we were not staying there. It was
No.
like drive whatever
It's
an
good.
hour.
It's a good place to
Then come home.
I can't even say it's a good place to learn because
It's not even.
not.
There's not long runs.
Nope.
There's not like.
Lots of catwalks, so you
Yeah.
kind of plateau out, and you're having to
Dude,
like kind of
it's
shuffle
honestly
yourself
sucked
along.
to learn there.
Yeah, it sucks. Yeah,
But can I say, after learning there, then going to Breck, we were like, oh, this is snowboarding.
yes, exactly.
You know?
That's so
So
true. Yeah, and I think Keystone has a 3-mile run.
Oh,
Yeah,
that sounds long.
it's long,
remember
but
how
it's
long
so
ones
fun.
are.
It's
really
so
long.
fun.
You
yeah.
could go down.
Sounds great.
You could go down that 2 times and then be done for the day.
That's
Ooh.
true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
But,
like that.
So
okay,
yeah,
so we're all gonna go to Keystone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're all gonna go to Keystone.
So you
yeah.
got
Do it.
the all access Epic Pass, right?
I think so.
Yeah,
Is there a
yeah.
difference? I got
Yes.
Epic.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
What's all access?
So the
Is that a
Epic
different?
has like different tiers. They have
Oh,
like
shit.
so the one we got is just Keystone. So it's like Keystone. It was like $300 or something like that.
Oh, so you don't have Epic. You have Keystone.
yeah,
You
but
motherfuckers.
it's like Epic Keystone.
Oh my god.
Epic Keystone.
No, but you say it trying to be like, yeah, we've got
Yeah.
Epic Pass.
I
Yes,
mean,
we have
we're
all
trying
of
to
that. We
be
have
cool.
Breck. We have
Trying to be cool.
whatever.
But
Veil.
we do get
Yeah.
Breck for the worst 2 months to ski.
Yes. No. The
Which of those?
It's
Which
just,
2 months?
beginning-
June and July.
no.
Those are definitely the worst.
September.
Yeah.
Have you ever
August.
skied in September?
No,
it's the
I-
shit.
I think like April we can start going there.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can start in April.
Yeah, but dude,
Yeah, but-
Keystone is so like massive that there's so much to just do
Yeah.
and explore.
Cool.
We'll be
I'm excited.
We'll be there every weekend.
Start
Legitimately?
practically. No.
Yeah. Do you guys ever stay up there?
Yeah. Yeah, well, at least once a year we tried to do like a
Do,
place.
like, a weekend?
Yeah, like a little weekend
It's
thing.
got to have a hot tub, right?
It's got to have a hot tub.
Last time I had a hot tub.
Yep. It's got to have bunkies.
Do you do ski and ski out?
So this next one we're going to do is a ski and ski out.
Is it?
Dude, that sounds
Right at the base.
incredible because we haven't done that yet. Like, we want to stay at a place with a hot tub.
Yeah.
Ideally, ski and ski
You
out.
gotta
That'd be
book it
great.
right now.
Yeah, you
Oh,
do.
dude,
You
probably
have
a
to.
year ago, you mean?
Well,
Yeah.
no, we just secured a pretty good one for
what,
Keystone.
March?
End of
Yeah,
February.
basically.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so all you guys who wants to come out,
Everyone listening, email in bongalicious69 420xxo, I think that's what it was, at hotmail.com. Send in that you want to come, how many are coming, and
if
you'll
you're
come
gonna
join
come.
us.
And if you'd
Yeah.
like to be on the podcast,
What are your
go to
preferences?
www.luckyduckpodcast.com.
That's what I meant.
Forward
You guys have a
slash.
website?
We do.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's called Luck. Actually, so the parent company of
Parent
the pod-
company.
Yeah, we have a
What else
parent
are we
company.
doing here? What kind
I
of
got a
media
couple
are we on?
podcasts.
We have
in the
some
works,
pretty
bro.
big investors.
Okay.
Have
Warren
you
Buffett?
heard of Walmart?
Have you heard of Zappos.com? Because at Zappos.com,
You can buy anything you need from Zappos. Not anything from anywhere, but anywhere thing that has Zappos has. You can buy it on Zappos.com.
If it's on Zappos, you
Just
can
shoes.
buy it on Zappos.
You can buy shoes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's cool. There's a parent company.
So the
There's
parent
other things we
company.
do.
So yeah, we're trying to do a couple.
Is that a
of
strict
different
parent
things.
also? Do they make the other?
11 o'clock curfew.
Okay.
No sugar on the weekdays.
Nice.
Yeah.
That just makes sense.
Parent company was renamed Meta recently.
Yeah,
Nice.
actually, we've gone through a rebranding stage.
Good,
It's
good,
called
good.
Neta.
Cool.
Because apparently, like somebody took Meta. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Meta.
Actually, Facebook did find out that somebody else had the name Meta.
Yeah.
And I've seen like just posts of the person, like the company, going like, "What the fuck?" Like honestly, like how did this happen?
Whoa.
That's funny. Hopefully they were a
sure.
public company and a bunch of people invested in
Whoever
the-
owned
that'd be fun.
Meta.com just banked hard.
Yeah, dude. What do you
Yeah.
think the website owning game is like, where you just try to snatch up all of them and hope that...
That's a thing.
It's a thing.
I know it's
yeah.
a thing, right?
Yeah, and actually,
but I
there's-
imagine that world.
There's something called premium domains now too, and that wasn't a thing a couple years ago. Where now everybody collectively, I guess, because I don't know if there's like there's ICC, I think, right? But they've collectively agreed that there's such thing as a premium domain, which is basically
The fuck?
like just easy
Common
worded,
words,
common
stuff
word
like that.
domain. Like so, like iceblood.com
Sure.
is a premium
Now,
domain.
you pulled that one out so quickly.
Yeah.
What is? Do you own iceblood.com, and what is it?
I may get all your Iceblood tokens at iceblood.com.
Oh, it's a token.
No,
Okay, I'm less
No,
worried
I don't-
because iceblood sounds horrible.
I don't know anything about iceblood.com. Actually,
Sure.
put in iceblood.com.
See if iceblood.com exists, please.
Please come
And if it's not owned by a mafioso,
True.
Mafioso, is that a term? By a mafia guy, then because I would imagine that would be iceblood, right? It's like you
Yeah,
lay them on ice, they're dead, they're bloody.
but if you did iceblood2.com,
Okay,
so how much is it? So it's a premium. It is a premium domain.
get the
and how much
fuck
is it worth?
outta
Miles?
here.
It's gonna be $2,095 plus $19 a year.
That is premium.
A year.
Plus how much a year?
Plus 19.
Oh, that's fine. But
but-
the 2,000, that's a lot.
But
That is because I got my domain
Because
for like
somebody
fucking-
owns
yeah.
it. Somebody owns it.
right, and they can set their own fucking price.
yeah.
But-
So ice-blood.com is $8.99.
1 cent.
Sure,
yeah.
sure, yeah.
You had to
absolutely.
do like 5 years.
So, but who says it's premium? If somebody owns it,
Yeah,
they're,
collectively.
they're setting their own price. Then that's different than being like this is premium.
That's what I'm saying. It's such a fucking scam. Yeah, it's basically so if you were to look up iceblood.com 5 years ago, you would be able to get it for the standard
Yeah.
domain price. But now they've collectively said, no, we're going to jack up the prices for easy combination of words.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that fucked?
Have you guys thought about getting Iceblood as a sponsor?
I'm
the
thinking
podcast, yeah?
Iceblood.
Maybe I should go to their
I'm so
website.
glad it's a premium domain too.
Yeah,
I'm
go to the
just
website.
shooting out my. It's not owned by anybody.
It just says iceblood.com. You can buy it now for $2,095.
That's what the website is.
Yeah.
The website exists to
What
sell
is
itself.
your website called? What is your domain name?
I got a couple domains.
Yeah.
Well, I've had my name for a while,
Mm-hmm.
and I've used that at different times. I don't think I have it online right now.
How much are you selling it for?
Yeah.
5 million.
All right. Highest bidder, $5 million.
$5 million.
Hit him up. Let him know.
And me and my buddies have been working on an animated TV show pilot for a couple years, so I have that domain for when we're ready to launch that.
Don't say it.
They can
People
try
are
to
gonna-
go. It's fucking locked.
Is locked in.
I bought it already.
All right.
What's the
You
fear?
locked it?
What's
You
the
locked
fear
it?
here? It's
Okay.
called Super Dudes.
Never mind.
Super dudes.
But it's called SOOPERDOODS, so that you know that we're silly.
That's right.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. So animated comedy about, some superheroes, some best friends that fell apart. One made it really successful. One stayed teaching at the academy, this really shitty academy.
Oh, shit.
And then the one who made it really high, there was like this incident where now he's disgraced in society and ends up back at the school. And so it's kind of like them and their friendship recalibrating, but it's also like this bigger story with like these like source powers that like caused what happened to the other main character. And
Oh shit! I want
So
to
it's
talk more
kinda
about this.
superhero-based, yeah.
So how long have you been working on this for?
well, so it started with me and my buddy Rob. We've been toying
Shout out
around
to
with the
Rob.
idea. Shout out to Rob.
It's gonna be on episode 4.
Yeah. So the idea's been bouncing around with different iterations for probably like 4 or 5 years, but
Yeah.
actively writing, working on it, developing the art, things like that. 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, that's so much work.
It
It's so much work, right?
It is, man, and it's just been a lot of iteration.
Yeah.
And Cole Gosley, you've had on the
Yeah.
pod, good friend of yours. He's helped us a lot. He's a screenwriter, things like that, right? So we've done several iterations internally, and then once we get to a point where it's like, okay, let's have a discussion with Cole, and then he'll give feedback, and then we give it out to friends. So we've just basically been like trying to revise the pilot episode for most of the last year. And again, we're all like working on this on the side, right?
Yeah. So it takes like super fucking long.
Yeah, we meet twice a week for like an hour and a half. And we work on that. But we've got Sean Clunan on now as well. He's an amazing artist, and he's helping just on the creative side in general now. He's a very funny, very creative guy, but he's developed all of the concept art for it.
Hell yeah.
Did you say George Clooney?
Yeah, George Clooney's
That's
on.
awesome.
Sean Clunan is his son.
Oh,
Yep.
Um,
So
Yeah.
so how far are you out from having a pilot, like a
dude, who the fuck knows, man? That's
Right?
the question.
Yeah,
Well,
takes a
at a
long
certain
time.
point, it's like, when do we stop iterating and say, okay, this is it?
yeah, just like fucking okay, let's just do it.
And it's going to have to get to that point
Yeah.
relatively soon, I think. But the plan, at least right now, tentatively, is like we're going to put it on Kickstarter and try to raise the funds to make the pilot episode, which is expensive as fuck.
Yeah.
Like we're talking probably $100,000 plus.
Yeah,
for an
animating
animated
is
show.
like
yeah.
fuck. It's just for the one episode.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah. It's
That's
full
more,
episode.
That's more than I thought, but I do know it's a lot of work.
That's what like the main shows would be, like your BoJack Horseman, Rick and Morty, things like that. So I don't know for sure, right? But we're getting close to that point where, yeah, we're gonna put it on Kickstarter, try to raise the funds, make it, put it out there, see what kind of reception we get, and then try to kind of pitch it from there. Now you could pitch it without making it, but we're not really in that world, and it'd just be fucking cool to make it regardless. So I think we're gonna make it and have that be part of the pitch. Is hopefully there's some success that comes from when we post it, that people really like it, gets a lot of views, and there's like, hey, there's people like it.
I love that.
Let's
I
do
love like I'm such a proponent for like creative outlets wherever you can find them. Like and just not like I feel sad for people who just do their corporate day job and then come home and then just wake up and do it over again and don't have
dude.
some other thing that they're doing
Yeah.
that gives them more purpose than just making other people money. You know?
Yeah,
what I'm
definitely.
saying?
Even if they feel more like included in their job and it's their company or the startup, even then, which there's the creative aspect there.
Yeah.
I definitely agree, man. Like I think it's best for all of us to have multiple outlets and to get some creative juices going in some direction. Definitely.
Just it doesn't have to be an
Full-time
animated pilot or a podcast, or it can just be like
I like
building
to
something
draw.
with your hands, or drawing or coloring books,
Coloring
you
books,
know,
yeah.
or whatever.
There's so many ways these days to kind of get into a domain in a cheap way too.
yeah,
I mean,
photography.
Sure,
is another
creating
one.
an episode, that's going to be expensive, but at least putting together something to where people could support you, that you can do.
Right, exactly.
And
right.
it's not
And
gonna
we're getting
cost
to that
you a
point
huge
just with
investment.
us, right? And And we're doing the work behind it, and we're grateful that we got Sean on board, that he's applying all of his drawing and animation skills to do all the artwork.
How'd you meet this guy?
Which is crucial. He went to our high school.
Oh, cool.
So Rob and I have been best buds since like 4th grade. We were in the same grade, but Sean was a few years younger than us, so we didn't really know him super well. But when we were talking about how we were developing this and starting to need to get somebody to do the art, a mutual friend was like, "Oh, you should ask Sean. He does art." And so we reached out to him. He was super interested and found out he's fucking fantastic at it. So I'll show you guys.
What is his animation akin to? Like,
well, this is some of my background. You can't see it super well, but that's some of the concept art. Those are some of the characters there.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that looks like kind of like BoJack Horseman kind of style a little bit. Yeah. That's super cool. That's him?
That's him, dude. He drew that.
That's super sweet.
Here, I can pull up the folder. I can show you
that
guys
kind of
some
makes
more of
me
the details.
feel like a techno punk kind of thing.
Yeah, a
you
little
know what I'm saying?
bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me pull up. God, where would this be?
Is this what he does? Does he do this for a living? Like
Yeah. So he does animation and design work for a company that he helps make their little like info videos and shit like that.
Pixar.
Right. But yeah, dude, he's fucking dope. Let me show you. Here, I'll just pull up his Instagram.
Shout out to him.
Shout out to Sean.
What's his Instagram handle for everybody who wants to check him out?
Let's see.
It's at Big Dick Sean.
It's Clunan, but not how his last name is spelled. It is Cluenan. So look like here. He just drew that for Halloween.
Hell yeah! Nice. Very cool.
That's really good.
Cool.
Yeah. So, y'all should check him out. It looks pretty sweet.
Yeah, and also, he just did a Kickstarter for, I forgot about this, and it's actually still alive, I think, for a few more days, but
shit.
not by the time it's out.
Yeah.
But a board game that he made. He drew all the little spots, and he just did a Kickstarter, successfully raised like
very
15
cool.
grand or whatever.
Yeah,
something like
it's
that
like it kind of reminds me of like Adventure Time a little bit. It's got
those
those
vibes.
vibes.
It's a drinking game, but it's like
dope.
it's like a board game drinking game.
It's
it's
got the box, a beer kind of thing, and then some token looking stuff.
Yeah, he made these little bottle cap tokens, and they made all the squares.
Hell yeah, good for him. He seems pretty talented. So
yeah, talented guy.
You guys got a good guy on your team.
Yeah, it's dope. Yeah, so really excited about that. I forget how this came up, but
the project you're working on.
Well, if you need any assistance with recording,
I know the voiceover work, right?
Guy, yeah,
definitely, man.
So,
I think we definitely will connect on that once we get to that point.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna have to do a lot of it virtually, I would imagine.
Yeah,
but we're hoping to start casting pretty soon because I want to cast some of these roles so we can kind of morph the dialogue with who we think is right for the part too.
Yeah, I just went through a bunch of that shit. So we are now in the editing phase of our new audio drama. And,
nice.
So casting, we used Backstage, which was a really good tool.
Yeah, cool.
And got a ton of great people on that platform. Some really talented people that we've been.
Yeah, I need to go on there. I want to do more voiceover work, but
yeah, you would definitely kill it. Yeah.
Thanks, man. I need this setup is what I need.
Well, all you need is fucking Big Mouth. Nick Kroll did all
video.
of his fucking audio under the. Did he actually do it under? He like.
I saw the video. He was under the blanket.
Under the blanket, in his living room, which like is a great soundproofing scheme to do in order to do audio. But like, even as if you have like a closet full of clothes, like hung up clothes, that's a great space to do it. Small space like your bathroom, it's got some pretty decent reverb.
Yeah, and that's super helpful. And I don't want to shoot down your idea, but ideally, I'm going to be pulling from all of my friends that I know in the space from my time in Atlanta and Denver here that I know are talented people
on the cheap too, probably.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and just get people that are passionate about it and really into like playing the role.
No, I mean we did. When we did that too, anybody we could think of that we thought would be a great voice to lend, we reached out to. So
I'm really excited, man. It's such a big but fun project because there's so many pieces to it, and like there's just a lot to learn through it. But that's what I really love. I've just always loved animated comedies, dude. Like those are my favorite shows. Like,
what's your favorite?
I mentioned Rick and Morty, Or I did mention that, but I also mentioned BoJack. BoJack's one of my favorites.
Is it?
For sure.
I love
I mean,
that.
the depths they go into in kind of like the psychology and mental health and those sorts of things, like very, very smart, fun writing in BoJack for sure.
It's also cool because I think that you can create concepts in the show that are hard to replicate using
Real life
human actors, people in it.
Oh, dude, yeah, that's what I love about it too. You can do anything, especially with like the concept we have. It's like superhero. We've also always loved like animes and anime styles, so we're trying to combine that. I don't know that I'm sure there's some out there, but like, you know, that like classic animated comedy humor of like a BoJack Horseman with like the action fighting of like a Dragon Ball Z or something. That's kind of what we're going for here.
It's like Guardians of the Galaxy. Right, they kind of combine.
Yeah, kind of the comedy with the typical superhero.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The one of the Netflix ones that I really like is F is for Family. You ever watch that?
No, but I looked at, I think it was Cole who sent me like the lookbook for it to give me an idea of like what they do when they're like selling a show.
Yep. Yeah. They so it's Bill Burr's show.
Yeah.
And they. Similar to BoJack Horseman, they deal a lot with like very serious themes, like divorce and like family drama and kind of coming of age, some elements in there and stuff.
Yeah,
and, alcohol abuse and things like that.
Nice,
but it's a good comp. I think
I love it.
Are you working on any other creative like projects besides that?
Yeah, so the podcast we just started recently, and you know, we had local Denver people on, but then lately we've been pulling from, again, recording remotely, not ideal, but you know, he has friends from Chicago from his time performing there. I have friends from Atlanta, so we've been doing some more remote stuff with them. So the podcast started creating some spec videos and materials with my buddy AJ.
Hell yeah.
We're actually working on like kind of a short film / ad commercial. It's kind of a hybrid. It's kind of cool. We got inspired by this guy off YouTube who made, it's basically a short film, but it's like a spec, like quote unquote, it could be an ad, but he just made it as like spec, like here's what I'm capable of.
Wow, nice.
But it's very like, you know, you can have your artistic elements in it of like, there's a real short story here, but it's still technically kind of a relatively short ad. So we're shooting something right now on that. It's pretty fun.
I love that. Yeah.
Actually, can you talk about that a little more? Because I think, do you go on TikTok?
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of creators on there who have integrated ads into their stories
definitely,
and comedy.
Yeah.
You don't even realize it's an ad anymore.
Right. Yeah, they've gotten good at that.
Yeah, there's back in my high school
back in my
days,
day.
I took a mass media, and one of the things that they showed us was Hamlet, but it was the modern version of Hamlet. It's one of the many movies that have been adopted from Hamlet. And he showed us a scene from there where it was like a Pepsi vending machine in the background. And he goes, believe it or not, but this is a big moment for Hollywood where they like integrated Pepsi into the background. Where they hadn't necessarily done that before. And it was done in such a way that you wouldn't even know. It was like
subliminal.
Subliminal. Yeah. And so I feel like TikTokers are so good at that these days. I'm like, shit, I want a Pepsi now. Fuck, I don't know why.
Dude, exactly. Yeah, I could see that. Like they don't even show you the label because they don't want it to be overt, but just based off of like how they're using it and what like what it is, that sort of shit. I don't know.
It's really tricky, or not tricky, but smart, because when you normally see an ad, you scroll through it. No one wants to watch an ad.
Yeah, exactly. Right. But you're trying to draw people with like, oh, this seems like an interesting story. Yes. And then throughout, you're just kind of like, oh.
And you don't mind that you just watched an ad because you got something out of it.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So I'll show you guys afterwards if you're interested. I'll send you the
oh, hell yeah.
Some of these shorts that we were inspired by. One's like 2 minutes, one's like 4 minutes. But this guy's a great cinematographer. But we just shot some stuff yesterday. I was going to show you. Like, these are some of the still shots.
I love the lighting. Yeah.
Yeah, my buddy AJ is a great fucking DP.
Good for you guys. Look at that.
Dude, he's great.
That's cool. That kind of like that.
I love that.
I know, agree with the lighting.
Such great. That's such great. Just the whole layout of that frame.
Yeah. So yeah, we just started that. We're gonna film some more of it tomorrow. We were hoping to film we have a scene at the theater. We're hoping to film it at the theater. You guys aren't free tomorrow, are you? During the day?
No.
You work?
Shit.
Yeah, that's the problem we're running into. We asked people way too late, but we need more extras, so we're gonna have to shoot a different scene tomorrow. But that's a great thing about like the theater, and they're gracious. And I mean, about being, I'm a teacher there, so I think I get a little bit more. So they let
you like kind of do some.
Yeah, they let us film there.
That's awesome.
Yeah. During the day, I mean, they don't. It's nights and weekends there.
Yeah. I remember, so I was in a small little band in high school, and we wanted to do a photo shoot in the movie theater at like the local Regal cinema. And we were like, we just need to like go in when there's not a movie playing and take a quick shot of us in the front row, like being silly. And they were like, yeah, the only way we're going to be able to do that is if you rent the place out for, rent it out, and it's a minimum of 4 hours, and it's $400 an hour.
Right.
And I was like, we're just high schoolers. We can't afford to do, like, can you just like let us like, come on, be cool. Wow. Just be cool, baby. Be cool.
That's hilarious. If it was that quick, you should have just bought movie tickets to a movie that nobody would have seen.
We were fucking
go in
stupid,
early.
Dude.
And just film it in the front row.
We were stupid, bro.
But it's hard to do those things, right? That's why, like, typically, people would want to make money off that, but especially a big company like that. They're probably like, I have to go to the, I gotta ask my boss or whatever.
Yeah.
So maybe like a local movie theater. Like, typically when you're looking for, free shit like that, like shooting locations and stuff, you want to go for the local.
Like somebody who's definitely going to understand, like, small business to small business.
Yeah, exactly.
Or, like, if you know somebody who works there. Like, we didn't know anybody.
Or someone who wants to support a creative person.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a big change.
Exactly. So like I wanted to film a sketch at a bar, and there was this like coffee shop that also had a bar right across the street from where I lived in Atlanta, and it was very, very cool, hip, artistic bar. And so I just asked them, and they were like, "Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah,
just let us do it for free."
Oh,
like
that's
when
totally
they were
cool.
Chase got chased down of a Starbucks once for taking a video there.
Yeah, they did not like it. Yeah, so
taking a video, you were like filming something.
So I was filming a proposal video for my wife.
Okay.
And the whole premise of the video is I'm going to places around Florida State campus, like kind of like talking about like, oh, this place is significant because we used to come here. And
right.
So like there was a Starbucks inside of the library on campus. And so I was like, yeah, we used to come here and study.
So you're like,
blah,
you're
blah.
filming yourself saying all this.
I'm filming
in the
myself,
Starbucks.
and then we take a quick like just like a lifestyle shot of like the front of the like coffee area, and the not even the manager, but it was like somebody arming the cashier who was like, you can't take photos. They're gonna sue you if you take videos of this. I'm like, calm down.
Yeah, they're gonna sue
bro,
you.
Who do you like own this Starbucks? Like, what do you? How much you're making?
I'm the CEO,
$7.50
actually. Yeah,
an hour, and you care about?
I'm on undercover boss for the day.
Like,
bitch. This is the wrong day to come into this one.
I'm like, no, bro. This is for like my wife and her family. Like, calm down.
So
right? Yeah, I'm not profiting off of.
They like
this.
pretty much chased me out. Yeah,
that's
it was
great.
funny.
And you were like, my name's Chase anyway. The irony, you don't understand.
I'm like, you can call my lawyer. I don't care.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
I didn't have a lawyer.
Yeah, but that's what you always threaten.
Yeah.
Regardless, right?
You'll be hearing
Make them
from
call
my
your
lawyer.
Bluff.
Yes.
You'll be hearing from my public defender.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's pretty cool that you're kind of like you're doing a couple different things. You're doing the podcast, you're doing the improv, you're working on the animated series, and then the short kind of spec. That's really cool.
Yeah, we're developing. So we've shot a couple ads so far. We've edited and released one, but we're looking to get whatever, like 5 to 8 spec ads of like, hey, this is the type of work that we can do. This is the type of work that we want to do. And then start sort of, a production company around it.
And that's the best. I think that's the best way to do it too. Is like make ads for established brands and be like, "Yo, take a look at that." Like that's how a lot of people are doing social media nowadays. It's like, "Hey, I took your product for free and put it in the background of my Instagram,
right. And it
how many
was
followers
this popular.
Yes.
Do you want me to do more?"
Yeah, exactly. And and if they're smart, they're like, "Yeah."
Yeah. And the
money.
the thing that's hard is like typically a lot of them, whatever, stay on brand. We have our brand.
Yeah.
So we haven't been working too hard to be like, okay, this product, this is their brand, this is what we're trying to do. It's more just like, all right, we want to shoot a fun cereal commercial. What would that be for us? That plausibly somebody might look at and hire us for. Now we picked a cereal for that and we did it. Would it match their brand? Probably not. Maybe not. But it's more of a portfolio piece to be like,
yeah, it's a proof of concept.
Yeah, exactly. It's proof of concept. So people can go and if somebody does want that style, they can say, oh, great, these guys. And I think our niche would be that comedic ads.
Yeah.
Where are you putting these portfolio pieces?
So nowhere yet. Although I released the Peloton ad we did. I just released that on my Instagram. But I don't know. I think we'll just throw them on our Instagram until we get the amount that we want, and then start a website, start a specific probably Instagram page for it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Dope.
Yeah. It's exciting. I got a bunch of different shit. Probably too much. I tend to do that. Say yes to things and like get spread too thin because. Yeah, man. It's a hard balance that I'm constantly trying to figure out is like how much am I just diverting my energy and focus to where I'm not able to put my all into and make one thing really great versus like, I'm working on it, having fun and probably doing okay to good at a handful of things, which I think everybody can relate to. But like with creative projects, that's kind of where I'm at. It's like, okay, how many do I really take on and really focus on?
Yeah, I mean, that happens even like in the corporate world too, where you get assigned too many projects at the same time.
Yeah.
And they all don't kind of get the focus that they need. But I feel like there's a story that you're kind of like living right now with all these projects, and like one will start to emerge taller or more significant, and then you'll start to divert more of your time there, and then that will kind of like guide your story, your creative story in that direction.
Yeah, thanks. That's great. Yeah, I think that's the idea, right? Is like let it find itself. I'm not trying to force anything, and just whichever one just happens to be the right fit. Like, okay, great.
And they're all very creative projects too, and they're all different in their own ways. So
yeah,
it's like there's always a danger in putting your eggs into one basket, right?
Right.
So there's like, you talk about the cons of spreading yourself too thin, but then there's the cons of like, okay, if I just put all my eggs in the podcast basket and that doesn't end up working out the way you wanted to, then you're fucking screwed.
Right.
Or like,
exactly. So what's the balance there?
Exactly.
Yeah.
There was always a balance.
Have you ever thought about how you could apply your background in computer electrical engineering to this creative side? I know sometimes it's hard because it's very logical kind of stuff, but
speak to that more. What do you mean exactly?
I mean, you earned this degree, so you take a lot of classes, you have a lot of
so how do I not waste my money?
Sure. Yeah, or your time. I mean, no, in a serious way. I think that anything can be applicable if you can get there.
Well, I think it's interesting because I think definitely the skills and type of thinking that I learned through getting my degree is absolutely with me every day in everything that I do, and it's helping me in all these creative projects. And I think that is kind of, I guess, more of my unique background is I think like my background is the logical problem-solving approach to things, and then I've had to train up this creative side and practice it. Neuroplasticity, shout out, hopefully. And so it is the balance of the two. And so I don't know where that side comes in exactly, but I think it's with me in all the creative things that I do and how I choose to kind of like try to like organize, produce, and manage all of them, if anything. Maybe that would be it.
It feels like we're in a job interview right now. Like this is a very
Where do you see yourself?
Yeah.
So
how do you see yourself applying your degree?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, you see, I learned a lot of. No, that makes sense. I mean, it seems like you have no interest in pursuing any of that stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
right? Is that accurate to say?
What, like electrical engineering?
Yeah.
Not really, not deep in the weeds.
Yeah.
Maybe at a high level, like I do enjoy, technical logic problem solving to a degree, but I love the creative side too. So, I think I can find a good mix from a day job that gets me enough of that and these side things until who knows what happens,
True. Well, we're we're about 2 hours in.
So all right, it's 3 a.m.
I think we can wrap this thing up.
And we do these so late. We need to start doing them earlier.
Damn. No, this ain't bad at all.
Hey, thanks for coming on, man. Really appreciate it. This was really fun.
Oh, thank you guys. No, this was awesome. I really appreciate it. It was super fun. Loved chatting with you guys. Loved learning about cryptocurrency.
Yes.
Loved chatting about different crypto names and email names that we could come up with.
Yep. So we'll have to have you back on. We'll give you some time to think more about what your crypto name would be.
Okay, so you guys didn't like Bongalicious 69420 XXO?
I feel like you already kind of have that space with
Yeah.
your resume, and that's like your identity off the crypto market.
Sure,
So we're looking for a little more thought behind that one next time. So.
We may put a character limit on it next time too.
Yeah,
that's true. See, I asked and you said no.
I know.
But now
he's backtracking a little bit. Yeah.
Well, thank you guys. This has been awesome.
Yeah, awesome.
I appreciate
So-
the drink. I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, what's your handle on Instagram? Give us the name of your podcast, all your social medias.
Yeah, my Instagram name is Matt Brugg, MattBruggg. 4 of them G's, baby.
I like it.
The 4 of them G's, baby. It was just me commenting on it. That is not in the handle. Do not type that in.
So cut off right after this.
Yeah. And then the podcast. Yeah, if anybody likes comedy podcasts, improv podcasts, it is called Destination Passport. You can get it anywhere, Spotify, Apple, whatever, like literally anywhere.
Stitcher,
right?
all those good
Stitcher,
stuff.
yeah, it's all over.
Podcast.
So Destination Passport is where you can check that out.
And then in the future, Super Dudes.
In the future, look out for. I'll let everybody know. I'll be fucking annoying about the marketing.
We'll
We'll have
of
you
this.
on again.
We'll have you on again. Yeah.
Okay, perfect for the release of the Kickstarter. That'd be great. We can talk more specifics then, because then it'll be on the cuff.
I love it.
We can do some BTS talk behind the scenes, baby.
All right, cool. Thanks for listening in. Thanks for watching. Until next time, adios.
Thank you.
Bye.